Hello, everyone, and welcome to an Inland Sports Radio broadcast of Thursday night high school football. I'm Colin Holt, and I'm joined by Tim Hatch for tonight's game between the La Sierra Eagles and the Falcons of Rubidoux. Two teams that love to grind it out in the trenches, Tim.
Yes, both teams want to emphasize the line of scrimmage. Both teams feel that their lines are a position of strength. Rubidoux actually would like to average 250 yards per game. That's one of they said they take pride in that. On the other side, you have a La Sierra team that is bought into off-season conditioning to the point they were blown out their first year. This group of coaches has been together for 3 years. They were pushed around the first year. Second year, they got better. This year, they're hoping to reap the rewards of a good off-season program.
Really two teams with kind of a different personnel as far as age goes. La Sierra with a lot of seniors that have been going through the program, and Rubidoux trying to kind of find a new identity with a new set of players.
Yes, they had building off a 12-1 season last year, a magical season that Coach Thompson is hoping that the young guys learn something from the seniors from last year and that they can translate that into wins for this year.
Don't forget, this game is brought to you by our good friends at Max Muscle in Corona and Orange Crest. Max Muscle is your one-stop shop for sports nutrition. If you're looking to get the most of your performance and amplify your game, be sure to see a nutrition consultant at Max Muscle in Corona or Orange Crest. Spoiled quick quality oil change. You'll be spoiled by their excellent customer service and great prices. Check them out off Alessandro Boulevard. Spoiled. A huge thanks to Bill Navigato and his team at Spoiled, who are dedicated to local sports in the Inland Empire. Ken's Sporting Goods. Ken's Sporting Goods, over 40 years in the Inland Empire and still dominating. Taking care of all your sports gear needs, plus Letterman's jackets. They even helped the La Sierra Eagles design a new logo and produce new uniforms. Check out kensportinggoods.com. Tim, you're rocking the Ken's polo today, aren't you?
That's right. Ken's Sporting showing it off.
Also, they train athletes in all sports, from track to football to baseball and lacrosse. Check out boosttrainingsystems.com. Don't forget to tune into the Inland Sports Show every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. on IE Fox Sports 1350 a.m. Jeff Gorham and host Pep Fernandez will take you around the Inland Empire football scene. Norte Vista coach Ken Batdorf will be on this weekend. Don't forget to tune in to the Riverside TV Game of the Week. Tomorrow night will be Ramona versus Fontana. Jeff Gorham and Ghazal Hassan will have the call every Friday night. Be there for Sports Weekly Live, the only high school football highlight show in the Inland Empire. That's at 11 p.m. on the IEMG YouTube channel. Please check that out and hit subscribe. Tune in to our broadcast of San Bernardino Valley College versus Pasadena City this Saturday, September 9th at 6 p.m. on the IE Media Group YouTube channel. The next time Inland Sports will be back with a live game will be the JW North Huskies and the Hillcrest Trojans. Game time temperature is a nice sunny 86 degrees. Our referees for today are Tim Gludamani, the umpire Charlie Chastain, the heads lineman is Ross Guthrie, the line judge Jeff Doe, and the back judge is Stephen Lazette. Coin toss is going on right now. We get set between two Riverside teams.
I think we're in for a great ball game tonight with both teams emphasizing the ball control, but both trying to prove a point. Rubidoux coming off a loss in the first week. La Sierra beating San Bernardino 31-0 and trying to prove it wasn't a fluke.
A beautiful day for football here at Edward E. Hawkins Stadium on the campus of Rubidoux High School. The Rubidoux Falcons will be wearing yellow tops and gray pants. La Sierra with the white tops and also gray pants. They have white helmets. Rubidoux with the black helmets. There's always a tradition here at Rubidoux High School that one player gets to carry out a sledgehammer before each game. In this particular game, it was Marcos Rosales, the junior, playing defensive end for the Falcons, who got the honor. Lots of tradition and a very deep tradition of good football here at Rubidoux.
going back to the Knight family, setting records, state records, is going on to play at USC. Sammy Knight, I believe, and then Ryan Knight.
The La Sierra Eagles are led by head coach Gary Hedlund in his 3rd year, whereas the Rubidoux Falcons are led by Patrick Thompson. Both teams lining up for the kickoff. La Sierra will be moving right to left on your radio dial, Rubidoux vice versa. La Sierra will start the game with the ball as Rubidoux set to kick it away. The kicker for Rubidoux, Ruben Hernandez, also plays quarterback, will kick this one away. It's a deep kick. It's going to land actually around the 25, and it's going to be out of bounds. So a 5-yard penalty, a little extra field position for La Sierra to get this game going.
One of the guys that was deep back there was Lamar Gaines, who I heard is an outstanding speedster for La Sierra. Possible trying to kick away from him, and it got away from him out of bounds.
Lamar Gaines had 6 carries for 143 yards and a touchdown in La Sierra's last game. And now the Eagles will take the field with their new look wing T offense. Leading the way is quarterback Bryce Poppy, wearing number 10. And La Sierra going to huddle up, and they're going to run the ball, unlike that traditional no-huddle spread look that we see from so many high schools nowadays. Starting from the 35-yard line of Rubidoux, La Sierra will have a running back in the backfield, 1 receiver to each side. Poppy is in the shotgun. He'll take the snap. The give is to number 22, Gabe Simmons Jr. Simmons Jr. trying to get the edge, and he does. He's now out near the first down marker, and he steps out of bounds just a couple yards short on the end around to the far side.
Simmons showed some really quick feet there. Quick burst when he got the edge. Good recognition on it.
That brings up 1st and 10 now from the 47-yard line. Getting ready for the second offensive play of the day from La Sierra.
A traditional wing T is offense that uses a lot of deception, a lot of choices in backs. They're running it out of the shotgun, which is a little wrinkle. That's a little different.
Poppy in the shotgun now with the ball on the far hash. He's going to motion a man across. The snap and the give is to number 2. Again with the end around, he finds a little bit of space, picks up a few yards, and falls forward. Andre Thomas, the star receiver, with the carry on that one.
That's one of the staples of the wing T, is that back coming across from the weak side to the strong side, and they'll use that to fake and then dive off of that.
That'll bring up 2nd and 7 now at the 50-yard line. La Sierra moving the ball well in their first couple of plays. They had 353 rushing yards against San Bernardino in a 31-0 win. Now they go with a tight end look to the right side. Play action, rolling out is Poppy. He's got Thomas open. He's going to overthrow him on the near side, and Andre Thomas was the intended receiver. It'll be 3rd and 7.
Very well-designed play. He had plenty of time to throw it. He never got his feet set. He had an open receiver too, but rolling the pocket out there gives his lineman a chance to control it, the line scrimmage there.
La Sierra huddling up again. They'll get the play call in. Marcos Rosales anchoring the Rubidoux defense, and they're committed to stopping the run this season. So a matchup that will be interesting to see against a very run-heavy La Sierra offense. Again with the jet sweep motion, they're going to fake it and give it to Simmons. Simmons finds a hole, but he's only going to pick up a couple, and that'll bring up 4th down into Rubidoux territory.
So far, La Sierra has been attacking the edge. They've been going outside with their whole offense, concentrating on that. I think the interior line for Rubidoux is pretty beefy.
Absolutely. Rosales is 195. Juan Rivas, a defensive tackle, weighs 225, as does Oliver Silveira. So they got some big boys anchoring the middle of that Rubidoux defense. And it looks like La Sierra is going to punt here on a 4th and 4 from the Rubidoux 47. Back deep to return for Rubidoux, Carlos Montez, the junior. He's 5'6", weighs 130, and the punt is going to go right to him. He's going to have a chance to return this. He catches it about the 15. He's bottled up. He's still on his feet, and finally wrestled down near the 20-yard line is Carlos Montez, and we'll see the Rubidoux offense for the first time tonight in a scoreless game with 10:09 to go here in the first quarter. Not much wind. It's going to be a perfect night for throwing the ball, but I highly doubt we'll see much of that, Tim.
One of the things you're going to see now with La Sierra on defense is they're not as big as their opponents, but Coach Hedlund said that they like to put 11 hats on the ball. They want to fly to it and attack and force their opponent to go outside of their comfort zone.
Rubidoux's offense is led by their quarterback, Ruben Hernandez. Hernandez with the fullback in front of him. He's in the shotgun, and the first play here draws a few whistles from the referees. Looks like it'll be false start or illegal formation against Rubidoux. Looks like too many men on the field against Rubidoux or illegal formation. Either way, it'll be a 5-yard penalty, and we'll do 1st and 15 as Hernandez hustles to the sideline to get the next play.
Very tight formation on that first offensive play. The beef package.
All 11 guys in the box, including a fullback. Hernandez and a running back were the only two deep in the backfield. Rubidoux going shotgun as well. And now 1st and 15 from their own 15-yard line. Ruben Hernandez now with a running back to his left. Rosales still the fullback. They'll hand it off right down the gut and staying on his feet, but then getting drilled is number 28, Carlos Montes, the star running back for Rubidoux.
So La Sierra is lining up in a 3-5, but they're bringing their linebackers right up into the gaps to plug things up right at the line of scrimmage.
Tackle was made by number 23, Rudy Aguilera for the Eagles. Now Rubidoux making some personnel changes. Looks like they'll officially pick up about a yard, so 2nd and 14 now from the 16-yard line. Rubidoux now with the ball on the near hash. They shift the formation the other way. They give to Montes, and Montes is tripped up. He had some running room in front of him, but a shoestring tackle keeps him from going any further.
So far, La Sierra's defense is flowing pretty well. Their safeties are actually inside 10 yards, a 10-yard cushion because there's no wideouts.
Everybody in the box for the La Sierra defense. La Sierra's defensive coordinator is Troy Haynes. And the Eagles are committed to running the ball and stopping the run. Here's a 3rd and 12 now. They're going to try to go off tackle with Montes this time. Flags are thrown as Montes picks up just a few yards. We'll see what the penalty is here. .8:44 to go here in the first quarter. And this is a penalty going against La Sierra, actually.
Rubidoux trying to use their size to just jam the ball down the throat of La Sierra, leading up with number 40, Marco Rosales, leading the way out of the backfield. A power formation.
Excuse me, that penalty actually goes against Rubidoux. But the penalty was declined by La Sierra to bring up a 4th down and 8. Rubidoux will punt. Back to punt it away is the quarterback, Ruben Hernandez. And this will be about as spread out as you'll see the Rubidoux Falcons all night. They go pretty wide with their splits on the punt. La Sierra trying to take advantage. They almost got it blocked. The punt is going to land at about the 50-yard line, and coming over to down it is number 26, Tyson Giles. And that's where La Sierra will take back over with 8:33 to go at their own 48-yard line.
So far, been a pretty a contrast in styles offensively for both teams. La Sierra, even though they're both on the ground, La Sierra attacking edges and using their speed, and Rubidoux smash mouth right down the gut. Teams are kind of feeling each other out right now, trying to find a gap or a weakness.
La Sierra plays in the River Valley League with Ramona, Patriot, Hillcrest, Norte Vista, and Jurupa Valley. And speaking of Patriot, Rubidoux played Patriot last week. They lost by 1, 21-20, as the first play for La Sierra here was a handoff to Simmons, but met in the backfield by number 28, Carlos Montes.
He almost got the handoff there.
And that'll be a loss of 2. So not a good play there to start this offensive series. 2nd and 12, it'll bring up now from the 46-yard line of La Sierra.
Defensively, to play against a wing tee, you have to maintain your discipline. You can't fall for the fakes because there's a lot of deception back there.
Two receivers wide. Here they go with a end-around motion, and slipping in the backfield and falling down was number 3, Lamar Gaines.
The penetration up the middle from Rubidoux's lineman really stuffed that play and forced it to go deeper than they wanted it to. But Rubidoux's doing a great job attacking the middle.
And that'll be a loss of 5 for La Sierra. Brings up a very long 3rd and 17. La Sierra will go 2 wide. 1 running back in the backfield with Bryce Poppy and a tight end to the far side, or at least a wing back. Poppy takes the snap. He's going to throw. He's all by himself in the backfield. He's got time. He's got a receiver, and Thomas just couldn't get to that one.
The receiver stopped his route about 10 yards out, and then he tried to speed up and adjust to the ball instead of just running straight up the middle. He was open. He was there. A great seam route.
That pass actually intended for Lamar Gaines. And that's the second time La Sierra has had an opportunity to throw the ball. They've had an open receiver, and they just couldn't connect both times. So now La Sierra set to punt it away. Montez back deep to return for Rubidoux. The punt will come from about the 29-yard line. It's a good high punt that's going to fall into the hands of Montez. He's got another chance to return. He's
got a
at
good
the
block
30,
on the
40,
edge.
And now he's got room to run. Out to the 50. He breaks out of a tackle. Now he's into a La Sierra territory to the 20. 10. Nobody's going to catch him, and Rubidoux will score first. Carlos Montez on the punt return, and it is 6-0 Falcons.
He got a great block on the backside as he to get him off the edge and around the corner, and once he had that lane, he just burst his speed, took him down.
What a run by Carlos Montez with 6:53 to go here in the first frame. Rubidoux will send the extra point unit on. And what a boost for the Falcons. That's a great way to kickstart your offense. Coming from the special teams.
You know, one of the things Coach Thompson talked about was younger players showing leadership, and that block down there, which I could have got the number, was an amazing example of the leadership they need to spring a guy like Carlos Montez.
Angel Lopez, the kicker, on to attempt the extra point. The hold is good, the kick is up, and it is good, and it is 7-0 Falcons off the punt return from Carlos Montez.
You know, one of the strengths that La Sierra feels that they have for the team is team speed, even with the linemen and not just the backs. But Montez showed quite a burst there to gain, to spread things out from his defenders.
La Sierra now going to have to answer that one. Maybe they can get a kick return of their own. They've got their star athletes back. Lamar Gaines, Gabe Simmons Jr. is back there.
Now we'll see this time when they kick it, if they try and kick it away from the the deep guys, they're doing it on purpose, or was it just a squib kick off the side of his foot?
The Rubidoux kickoff kicker is Ruben Hernandez, the quarterback. He's back out there to kick it away for the Falcons. Up next on the schedule for Rubidoux will be Canyon Springs on the 15th. But I think right now they're just focused on the La Sierra Eagles.
Yeah, and like I said, they wanted to prove a point. The loss the first week to Patriot didn't stick well with them, but Patriot outplayed them. That was the bottom line.
And here's the kickoff. This time it's going to go right to number 2, Thomas. And Thomas has some space now going
Got the edge.
left to right across the field, and he's got some room to run on the far side. He gets to the 40, cuts it back still on his feet, and out near the 50. What a return for Andre Thomas. And La Sierra responds after the punt return touchdown from Rubidoux with a nice kick return of their own to get them to midfield.
And La Sierra has had, this is the first time they've had the same coaching staff 3 years in a row in many, many years. This group of seniors is the first time they've had the same coaching staff 2 years in a row. And they're hoping to build on that with special team plays and with, the assistance and stability that they provide. So that was a great run.
La Sierra, the only team in the River Valley League since it was formed to beat Norte Vista on the field. They did it in 2013, they did it in 2014, and now they're hoping to do it again here in 2017. That was a give to Andre Thomas, or Gabe Simmons actually, and he got nowhere, met by a host of gold jerseys. And depending on where they spot it, he could have lost a pretty big chunk of yardage on that play.
Leading
He
the
will
charge
only lose 1 yard.
Leading the charge was number 48, Ramon Franco, and he got max penetration on that. Almost met him when the ball was handed off.
So it'll be 2nd and 11. Luckily for La Sierra, they didn't lose too many yards. Special thanks to Forward Progress. Andre Thomas is lacing up his cleats, and now he's ready to go.
There are backs as they go to turn the corner, they get the edge. They've slipped quite a few times already.
La Sierra with the strong side to the far side, and now play action.
You got a guy.
Downfield, a wide open receiver, and it's in and out of the hands of number 18, Gabriel Acedo.
Well, that time the quarterback put the ball right where it needed to be, hit him in the hands. Again, a deep seam route opened up for him.
A great pass from Bryce Poppy, and it's just in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. It'll bring up 3rd and 11, and that's 0 for 3 in the pass game for the Eagles today.
He showed a lot of patience there because the rush was about to attack him, and he held the ball just a perfect amount of time, laid it out there, just receiver didn't come up with it.
5:51 to go in the first quarter. Rubidoux holding on to a 7-0 lead. Special thanks to a punt return from Carlos Montez. Now going 4 wide, and this time the pass is in and out of the hands again. Different receiver this time, Diego Padilla, on the pass intended from Bryce Poppy.
He came out of the slot and cleared the corner, and he was open on a post corner route, short post corner route. The quarterback, again, that time was a good throw. He put it on the spot where he needed to do it.
La Sierra now with 4 pass attempts, and none of them have been complete. That was the first time we really saw them completely clear the backfield. They sent everybody out on that one, and now the Eagles will be forced to punt it away. And last time this happened, Carlos Montez took it all the way to the house. He's standing back there hoping he gets another shot. They're going to punt it to him again. Montez takes a step to his left. He's got a bounce that's going to roll down towards him, and he's still toying with the idea of picking it up, and he will not. La Sierra will down it after a very nice Eagle roll inside the 10-yard line. That's where the Falcons will take over.
Well, that's the kind of things that drive special teams coaches crazy is they're supposed to clear from the ball because if it touches them in any way, it's a live ball. And he was kind of toying with it, like you said, and I'm sure the special teams coaches over here were just screaming, get away, let it stop, especially inside the 10-yard line.
Typically, you'll hear the poison call coming from everybody on the field and the sidelines, meaning get away from the ball. But
okay,
Carlos Montez holding on to hope that he could do back-to-back punt returns for touchdowns. So 1st and 10 from the 8-yard line. There's the handoff to Tyson Giles, and Giles with room to run picks up the first down out near the 20-yard line.
Rubidoux just wants to wear you down and just keep smashing it up the middle, and hoping their physicality will wear you down and open up gaps. And the gap opened up there. It was a nice hole.
Giles is a captain on this Rubidoux team. He's a junior. He stands at 5'9", weighing 165. And Rubidoux going old school, running the plays on and off the field with the quarterback. And as a quarterback, that's a little extra work for you. You better be in good condition, running almost 30 yards every play and back. I guess that's 60 yards if I can do my math right.
It keeps him in great shape.
1st and 10 from the 20. This is an end around, and there is some room to run, but making a great play in the backfield is number 21, Diego Padilla, and that's the second time we've seen him make a great tackle. That time it was on the running back, Carlos Montez, and it'll be a loss of 3 for the Falcons.
Padilla showed outstanding discipline there because they've been running middle, and that time they went to end around, and he was home where he should be, made a great tackle. I see La Sierra is starting to sneak their safeties back a little bit, maybe thinking there's going to be some kind of play action or deception because they pulled him back, the safety about 12 yards deep.
Now a hard count from Rubidoux. La Sierra jumping the gun, and that'll be a free 5 yards for the Falcons.
La Sierra trying to be aggressive and hit those gaps by blitzing linebackers. We're a little too aggressive that time.
The free safety, Gabe Acedo, standing about 10 to 15 yards back from the line of scrimmage, where earlier La Sierra was really stacking the box.
Yes, he was only about 8 yards off.
After the offsides penalty, it's going to be 2nd and 7, and here's a give up the middle for the Falcons. Picks up a couple maybe.
That was a little wing tee action there. It was a fake to Montez going to the other sideline, and then they brought the running it back this way.
Giles, after he was tackled, helped a La Sierra defender up. Great to see that sportsmanship at the high school level. We've got 3:36 to go in the first quarter. It's a 7-0 Falcons lead as they hustle to the line for 3rd and a yard. In the shotgun is Hernandez. He takes the snap. He gives it to Montez. Montez is near the first down, and this spot is going to be awfully close. Great job by the La Sierra defense getting in there and penetrating.
Again, Coach Hedlund wants 11 hats on the ball, in his own words. He wants to attack, attack, attack. That's why we're going to see different blitz packages and stunts to try and overcome the size of the Rubidoux line.
He was marked just short. It'll be 4th down and inches. The Falcons are going to go for it here.
This is a message play. This is where you let the other team know we can do this in our own territory. Inside the 30, gutsy call.
4th and inches from the 29-yard line. They're going to give it to Giles. He's up the middle. He's met in the backfield. He stood up and driven backwards. Did he get it on forward progress? We have one referee on the far side saying he did, one on the near side saying he didn't, and now they're going to say he did get it. So 1st down for Rubidoux.
Literally inches on that call.
And a big play for the Falcons.
Nice job by Gaines. I'm sorry, Andre Thomas on that play. Stuffing it, coming up, just a little too late.
You got to think that if you don't get that 1st down, you got just a touchdown of a lead. If La Sierra gets a turnover deep in your territory, that's not good for you.
Here we go, a pass.
Rubidoux going to pass for the first time today. They had a receiver coming underneath. It was number 8, Oliver Silveria.
He was open. He caught La Sierra off guard there.
So Rubidoux now having trouble getting the pass game going. 2nd and 10 for the Falcons.
They had Silveira lined up as a tight end and ran a crossing route, and he cleared. He was open, just went off his hands.
From the 30-yard line, we got about 2.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Hernandez in the shotgun with a back to his left. They're going to motion a man across. They'll give to Giles. Giles picks up 1, maybe 2, and he's brought down by a committee including Diego Padilla, who has been all over the place on defense for La Sierra.
He's got some energy. He's explosive to the ball. He's probably a leader of the philosophy that Coach Hedlund likes to espouse. 11 hats to the ball and keep attacking. He flies to the ball. Now Rubidoux's gotten out of that beef package, and they're starting to line up a wing back, run a little wing T action themselves.
This time, the strength for the formation is to the near side for Rubidoux, and they're going to go hard count again. Did they get La Sierra to jump? Yes, they to a 3rd and 2 as they $100 and set up 3rd and 2.
So the philosophy of that running game is if they average 3 yards a carry, basically, then they'll get their 1st down every 3 plays.
Patrick Thompson wants to call a timeout. Don't forget the Inland Sports Show is on IE Fox Sports 1350 AM every Saturday morning. This Saturday, Jeff Gorham will host. Norte Vista coach Ken Baddorf will be on, and I heard a rumor that maybe Ghazal Hassan will be stopping by the studio. So be sure to tune in for that. So far, a lot of running from each offense, but the lone touchdown in this game came for Rubidoux from Carlos Montez on the punt return.
You know, most teams, when they practice, special teams is kind of something they do at the last part of practice. And you can see from this how important special teams are as far as coverage and staying in their lanes. That could be a play that decides the outcome of the game.
Minute 41 to go in the first quarter. It'll be 3rd and 2 from the 38-yard line for the Falcons. Both teams jogging back onto the field. The ball will be on the near hash. I assume Rubidoux will put the strength to the far side of their formation.
It's still kind of a feeling out process from both teams trying to find that weakness to attack.
Here's the snap. This give is to Montez. Montez got hit in the backfield, but he bounces off the tackle. He got near the 1st down marker. Did he get it? And we're waiting for an official signal.
And And there was that Diego Padilla again closing on the play fast.
And Padilla, because of his pursuit from the far side, could have saved a first down here. Looks like the referees are going to mark this one just inches short. As they gather to talk about this one, they are going to give the Falcons another first down. So another close first down conversion for Rubidoux, and they're moving the chains.
And the more that La Sierra's defense stays on the field, the more to the favor of Rubidoux, because they're just going to grind them out. Depth is one of the weaknesses of La Sierra. They only carry 39 guys on the roster.
The ball still on the near hash. The snap was fumbled, but picking it up and advancing the ball a few yards was the fullback, Marcos Rosales, the sledgehammer carrier for the day. And he actually does end up gaining positive yardage. He'll pick up a couple, and it's 2nd and 8. Nearing about a minute to play in this first quarter.
You know, it's going to be whoever can impose their wills in that interior line right now.
The snap, the give to Giles, and Giles churning his feet and picking up around 6. What a run by Tyson Giles, the junior.
Number 23, Rudy Aguilera, stepped up and filled the gap on that. A little late. He found the seam. He broke through, but saving them from a long run was Aguilera.
3rd and 2 for the Rubidoux Falcons. The ball now near midfield after what seems like an eternity of an offensive drive for the Falcons. We're under half a minute to play in the first quarter. Hernandez with the snap gives to Giles. Giles will pick up the first down before being tackled in La Sierra territory at around the 48-yard line. The clock will continue to run. I doubt that there will be another play run in this quarter. They stop it to set the chains, and now it runs again. 5-4. Looks like we're not going to get another playoff. So that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. Right now it's 7 Rubidoux, La Sierra nothing. Let's take a moment to thank our sponsors. This game brought to you by Max Muscle and Corona and Orange Crust. Max Muscle is your one-stop shop for sports nutrition. If you're looking to get the most of your performance and amplify your game, be sure to see a nutrition consultant at Max Muscle in Corona or in Orange Crest. Spoiled quick quality oil change. You'll be spoiled by their excellent customer service and great prices. Check them out off Alessandro Boulevard. Spoiled. Huge thanks to Bill Navigato and his team at Spoiled, who are dedicated to local sports in the Inland Empire. Ken's Sporting Goods. Ken's Sporting Goods has over 40 years in the Inland Empire and is still dominating. They take care of all your sports gear needs, plus Letterman's jackets. They even helped the La Sierra Eagles design a new logo and produce new uniforms. Check out kensportinggoods.com. Boost Performance Training. Athletes of all levels need to check out Boost Performance Training in Corona. Coach Ray Bass and his team bring experience, passion, and commitment to grooming great athletes. They train athletes in all sports: football, baseball, track, lacrosse, you name it. Check out boosttrainingsystems.com. Just 4 pass attempts for the La Sierra Eagles, just 1 for Rubidoux, and nobody's completed any of them. Rubidoux now moving right to left on your radio dial. It'll be 1st and 10 from the La Sierra 48-yard line. This time they'll give it to Giles. He tried to spin out of a tackle, but a great play was made by number 77, Seth Morgan, the sophomore.
He burst through the line. He read it very well. He blew up the play before it ever had a chance to get any kind of success.
So that'll be a play for no gain for Rubidoux. 2nd and 10 from the 48 as we start the second quarter.
You can see the cracks starting to appear a little bit as Rubidoux keeps grinding them. The little seams are there, and now the running backs are starting to read those. With their pursuit, the best seams would be against the grain.
Rubidoux has won their league 11 times in their long history. They've won CIF 21 times. Just a long tradition of football success at Rubidoux. That last play going for about 4 yards. We'll see where they spot it.
Giles runs hard. He does a great job of getting the shoulders down and picking up yards after the initial hits.
And Tyson Giles is by no mean a big guy running the ball. He weighs 165 pounds. He's going up against defensive linemen that weigh in the 200s, and he's bouncing off tackles like they're nothing. This will be 3rd and 6 for Rubidoux. Hernandez with a running back to his right. This time it goes to Giles again. Giles falling down, but he fell forward for a few yards. out near the first down marker. Looks like he'll be about a yard short. He brought the ball down to around the 41-yard line. He'll be 2 yards short.
This is the kind of drive that Coach Thompson loves to see at Rubidoux. They took the ball about 3:31 left in the first quarter, and they've been driving it slowly and surely, inexorably towards the end zone.
Just taking the air out of the ball, sitting on the rock. And another 4th down attempt here for Rubidoux. This will be 4th and 2.5. The strength is to the far side. Giles has it. He's got room to run, and he's got the first down and more. Still on his feet. He's carrying defenders down near the 20-yard line. And how about that run from Tyson Giles, picking up the first down.
He carried 4 Eagles on that play, running hard.
Giles brings the ball down inside the 25-yard line. The official spot will be at the 24, and that's where Rubidoux will set up 1st and 10. And the La Sierra defense with hands on hips, they look a little exhausted as Rubidoux has been imposing their will for the last 5 to 6 minutes, going on 7 now as we approach 9:35 to go in the second quarter.
Coach Thompson likes to call this style keep away football. Keep the other team's offense off the field.
Hernandez with the strength to the left. He's going to go play action. He's got a receiver in and out of the hands of the intended target, number 31, Gio Peralta.
It was a well-designed play. Execution was good. He rolled out, hit the guy in stride, just went off his hands. Last year read it, but I think if it had been completed, he had some room to run.
Peralta is a defensive standout for the Falcons. He won what the Rubidoux coaching staff calls the Wood Award. It's been in the Rubidoux football family for quite a while now. Basically, the player who laid the hardest hit in the last game is said to have brought the wood and therefore receives the Wood Award. So Gio Peralta, a defensive standout for the Falcons. Now 2nd and 10. This time the handoff goes to Montez, and he's brought down immediately. In on the tackle for La Sierra was number 22, Gabe Simmons, also a standout running back for the Eagles. So 3rd and 10 now. As Rubidoux, though, they've driven almost the full length of the field, now seeing their drive start to stall as they'll have 3rd and 10 from the 24-yard line.
You said it a few seconds ago, if you look at the body language of the La Sierra defenders right now, earlier they were pumped up and attacking and flying and jamming things up the middle, and now they're just a little step slower. So those pass attempts kind of loosened them up deep also. Something to think about.
So after 3 consecutive plays of no gain, Patrick Thompson calls his 2nd timeout of the first half. He wants to talk this one over. And La Sierra is pretty thankful as they get a chance to catch their breath with 8:49 to go here in the first half.
I think the more time he can take off, the better, because La Sierra does have a quick strike offense with the speed they have, with the running backs and the receivers. They can break something in a heartbeat.
Rubidoux will be at the 24-yard line of La Sierra. They've been driving for about 8 minutes now. You said that drive started at the 3:31 mark of the first quarter. We're now at the 8:49 mark. You guys can do the math at home.
One of the things Coach Hedlund and I talked about when we talked the other day was that as a program, they need to learn how to win. And I really believe that when you start a program or take over as he did 3 years ago, you have to create a new culture from what was before. And last year they played a lot of close games and fell up short. It fell a little bit short each game. But he said this year, this is the type of game where right now he's probably in the huddle saying, time to make a stand. This is what we live for. This is what we condition for.
We talked about it with Orange Vista, the new school that we had the pleasure of being able to call their first ever game. And as a brand new school, you have the talent, but sometimes you just have players that don't have experience winning ball games and controlling the game late. And La Sierra thinks that finally in the 3rd year of Hedlund's reign, they'll finally get that winning culture. And now this timeout taken by La Sierra. So 2 consecutive timeouts with 8:49 to go.
So La Sierra might have called that one after they saw whatever formation that Rubidoux was lining up in. They might have seen something and want to make an adjustment. Now, one of the things Coach had talked about was the first year they came on as a staff. They came on late. They didn't get to condition. They had 8 losses. 7 of them were running clocks. Their second year, they had no running clocks, and their losses were by a touchdown or less. 7 of them. So now this year, that's what they're hoping, that they've learned what not to do and the positive things that they can do to win these close games. So again, he's probably reminded them over there, again, this is what we battled for, this is what we got to do, and trying to exhort them to buckle down.
With a 3rd and 10 from the La Sierra 24-yard line, Hernandez is going to give this one on the end around. It's number 31 getting tripped up and coming up short of the first down, well short. He only picked up a few yards. The carry was Gio Peralta, who we just talked about. Had that dropped pass in the last play. Officially, they pick up 3 yards on that one. And it looks like the Rubidoux field goal team will be on to try to add to the 7-0 lead.
La Sierra's edge defenders are really closing well, and they got a spark of life on that one and didn't let it develop.
On to try to put this one through the uprights is Angel Lopez. He's 1 for 1 with the extra point attempt, and this will be around 37 yards. And that kick has the distance, or no, it's just short. Oh, it went through.
It barely cleared the uprights, but hey, in for an inch, in for a mile.
A field goal is a field goal, and extending the lead is Angel Lopez. I thought that one was well short from
our angle. I agreed with you there. It looked short, but the officials are right underneath it.
Guess that's what happens when you count your chickens before they've hatched. It's 10-0 Rubidoux, and props to number 52 Angel Lopez for giving that one just enough to extend the Rubidoux lead down to 2 scores. And La Sierra has got to get something going offensively, and they've got to do it on the ground, I feel like, because in the last game that they played against San Bernardino in week 0, they had 353 rushing yards, 72 pass yards. That kind of tells you where their strengths are on offense.
And now they're facing a team who doesn't want to allow that to happen. They want to stuff the rushing yards, so they're going to have to complete a couple passes just to loosen things up.
And now we've seen Rubidoux have their quarterback, Ruben Hernandez, kick it away on the kickoffs. This time the place kicker, Angel Lopez, will be out there to kick this one away. Maybe a little bit of a different style kickoff coming.
A lot of teams have like their field goal kicker, then they have a kickoff kicker. They've got a squib kicker, an onside kick guy. So their main kickers might not be the same kicker all the time unless you're Manny Burrs.
Manny Burrs, the great kicker from Citrus Hill. Lopez set to kick it away. Thomas is back deep for La Sierra. And this kickoff is going to probably bounce to him. And he's going to scoop it up on the run. He gets out of one tackle. He's out near the 30, and he's wrapped up and brought down.
Rubidoux's doing a great job of not letting La Sierra build their wall. When you run a kick up the sideline, offensively on the return, you want to wall the blockers, and Rubidoux's guys are breaking down that wall, not giving them a chance to set up the blocking. So the runners have to do it all by themselves.
1st and 10 will come from the 30-yard line for the Eagles. Looks like there's a flag on the field. This penalty is going to go against La Sierra, but it'll be declined. Not sure what the penalty was for, and looks like they're going to actually mark this one out. Maybe a personal foul against La Sierra, as the referees are going to go 15 yards. It'll be 1st and 10 now from the 15-yard line as opposed to the 30. And that kind of hurts you field position-wise if you're the Eagles.
Especially when this is a message possession. This is the time where you got to answer that last score and prove to your team that you can move the ball.
Just under 8 minutes remaining in this first half. The Rubidoux Falcons have a 10-0 lead over the La Sierra Eagles. And this is going to be a keeper to the far side. Number 12 has it, and he's got a first down and a whole lot of speed over there for Angel Fuentes, the backup quarterback, the running quarterback. And he has a big play to get back all that lost yardage from the penalty. He's out near the 40-yard line.
That was an incredible fake. Incredible fake. Everybody bought it. I even watched the running back that he threw. And that's the beauty of the wing T, is there's a lot of deception involved.
Angel Fuentes, a senior, 5'10", 150, and with that experience, hold the ball in the running back's pocket just for a half second longer to make the defense buy the fake more. Here's an end around, and breaking out of a tackle is the running back number 22, Gabe Simmons. And Simmons picks up the first down with a nice little run, pinballing his way out to the 45-yard line.
One of the keys to that was number 75, Brian Ruelas, offensive lineman, who pulled on it and led the way. And then the rest Simmons did just by reading his block.
Ruelas, a senior at 5'9", 215, playing left guard for the La Sierra Eagles. And another 1st and 10, so 2 very big offensive plays to start this drive for the Eagles as they're down by 10. Officially 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. Ball on the near hash. 2 receivers wide, a tight end on the far side. Poppy is in the backfield, and he's going to fake it to Simmons. Never mind, that's number 12, Fuentes. And Fuentes with the quarterback keeper to the near side. Picked up about 8 before getting a big shot from Oliver Silvera.
It's a great read, a good fake. He got the edge. Rubidoux's going to have to do a better job of leaving their guys on the edge. They're slanting inside too much and getting beat.
So La Sierra keeping their Wildcat package out there with the running quarterback, but it looks like there was a flag on the play. So even though it was a big run from the running quarterback, Angel Fuentes, it's going to be a 10-yard penalty, moving back to the 35-yard line, and this will be 2nd and 20.
Coach Hedlund had talked about the conditioning of his linemen, that's one of their strengths, that even they are in great shape. So this is the time we'll find out.
Since it was a holding penalty, it will be 1st and 20 here. Still the ball is on the near hash. Fuentes is still in the game at quarterback for La Sierra. Rubidoux stacking the box. Fuentes will keep it. He'll try to get something right up the middle, and he maybe picks up a couple. In on the tackle for Rubidoux. Number 87, Robert Robbins, was there. And the fullback / defensive lineman, number 40, Marcos Rosales.
Rosales is all over the place. He shows up wherever the ball is. He's got a great nose for it. He's not buying into the fakes. He's continuing to make his reads and attack. Now, Rubidoux's defense, if you watch their linebackers, they're not attacking as La Sierras do. They kind of read and react.
2nd and 17 now. This time, 3 receivers wide. There's 2 to the far side. Poppy is back in. He'll throw the ball. He's a lefty. He's rolling to his left. He's going to air it out deep downfield. He's got a receiver, and it's caught. Now breaking out of a tackle to the 20, 10, 5, and dragged down inside the 5-yard line. La Sierra with their first pass completion of the game. Looks like Gabriel Aceto with the catch and run for a big play for La Sierra.
La Sierra's been trying to hit that seam all day, straight up the middle, not straight up the middle, but a post route. And he ran a nice corner post. He threw it, laid it out there. Receiver made a good catch and a nice run after. But also, Rubidoux didn't give up on the play. He got chased down by number 26.
The ball will be spotted at the 5-yard line. It's a gain of 67 yards officially on the pass play. Poppy still in there as the quarterback. The ball is on the far side, and they're going to give it to number 3, Andre Thomas. He's going to be near the goal line, but he stood up and brought down just short of getting into the end zone. So 2nd and goal now coming up for the Eagles.
So that just gives the defense something to think about if the throwing quarterback is in there, and they have to respect that and back off a little bit, which opens up the lanes for the running backs.
Ball's at the 4-yard line now. Poppy still at quarterback for the Eagles. Andre Thomas in the backfield with him now. 2 receivers to the near side. 2nd and goal with 5:20 to go. This time, Poppy's going to try and keep it, and he's brought down in the backfield. In on the tackle for Rubidoux, Juan Cruz.
Rubidoux was not fooled by that fake in any way, shape, or means. They blew through their linemen, La Sierra's linemen, and Poppy never had a chance to get out of the pocket.
And look at this on 3rd and goal from the 8-yard line. Looks like La Sierra is going to send both quarterbacks out there. We'll see who's going to take the snap, but both Bryce Poppy and Angel Fuentes are on the field for the Eagles. Poppy is in the backfield behind the center. He will likely take the snap. He's got Andre Thomas to his right. The backup quarterback, Angel Fuentes, is in at receiver on the far side. And it looks like they're going to throw that way. It's from Poppy to Fuentes, and it goes through Fuentes' hands in the back corner of the end zone. It was almost a quarterback-to-quarterback touchdown pass, and that'll be 4th down coming up. We'll see what the Eagles want to do here.
It was pretty well defended. the Rubidoux defensive back had walled him off, but if Fuentes could have got up a little bit higher, it would have been a spectacular catch. Poppy threw the ball where he had to, over the outside shoulder of the defender.
It looks like the Eagles will bring the field goal unit on to try to make this a one-score game. They trail 10-0. We're at 4:34 to go here in the first half. Tyler Wheelwright is the kicker. The snap is good, the hold is good, the kick is up, and it is good or no good as well, and that's the second time I've been wrong tonight. I should just stop trying.
It was off to the left, or I'm sorry, their offense's left.
It looked right down the uprights to me, and it remains 10-0 Rubidoux. So Tim, from here on out, anytime someone comes on to kick a field goal, I'm going to let you decide whether it's good or not before the referee makes the signal.
Wait for the referee to make the signal.
You know, that's probably a wise call. 4:17 to go here in the first half. It's still 10-0 as that field goal officially was no good. Lots of controversy surrounding that one.
Last year's offense showed some life that drive.
Ruben Hernandez with the snap, and this time it's Tyson Giles breaking one free. He's across midfield. He's in a foot race. He's going to get caught from behind and dragged down. The ball came out, and Rubidoux falls on top of it.
Down.
But Tyson Giles was ruled down, and great hustle from number 22 of La Sierra, Gabriel Simmons, running that one down, but getting all the way down to the 20-yard line was Tyson Giles, showing off the speed, and what a great first play for Rubidoux.
Again, the Rubidoux offensive line just grinding out until they create a gap, and there's a great read of the seam by Giles, and a burst down to the 20-yard line.
Tyson Giles, a captain on this team, showing his leadership skills, and now a timeout is going to be taken by the Eagles, and that defense just looks a little tired out.
You know, the Rubidoux offense jams things up in the box so much that it just wears on you, play after play after play after play, just getting beat on. And all it takes is one player to lose his discipline or stand up when he should be shooting low in the gap, and that's what Rubidoux does. Is they're imposing their will, and you saw what happens. That was a great run by Giles.
La Sierra, some of their players down on their knees trying to catch their breath, and Tyson Giles just made him pay on that fast play.
It's funny as we talked to the coaches about strengths and weaknesses. One of the weaknesses La Sierra did talk about was depth. They have a lot of two-way guys. They've got, even though they do have talent, speed, they don't have as many guys, so they got to be getting gassed.
A new running back is in the backfield now for the Falcons. This will be Caden Dion, the first time we see him tonight. The senior at 5'7", weighing 160, and he's going to get the call. He's going to try to go up the middle, but a good stuff by the La Sierra defense. And their first was Brandon Seha.
Brandon Seha shot the gap. He got some depth. Got to the running back before he could do any damage.
That'll be a loss of 1, 2nd and 11 from the 21-yard line. And now Seha will rotate out of the game to make room for Carlos Montez, who will be the back on the backfield with Hernandez. Rubidoux switching formations. The strength is to the far side. They're going to give to Giles, and Giles has got some space again. Giles out near the first down marker. Making the tackle is Lamar Gaines, and another big pickup for Tyson Giles, about 9 yards gained on that play. It'll be 3rd and 2.
La Sierra is staying with their 3-5. They only rush 3 down linemen, then they have five guys across at the next level, and it's causing gaps that Rubidoux is just exploiting now. Earlier they were bringing their linebackers up to fill the gaps early. Now they backed off. Now they're coming again.
Ball in the near hash. They give it to Giles. This time he's going to get stuffed short of the first down marker. That'll bring up 4th down, and here comes another field goal and another chance for me to embarrass myself. Maybe not. Maybe Rubidoux is going to leave the offense out there and try to add a touchdown before the end of the first half. With 2:20 to go, they lead 10-0, and they want to add to that lead. Big time. It's 4th and 2 or 4th and 3. The ball will be in the middle of the field.
A message play.
Giles will be the feature back in this formation. They're going to give it to Tyson Giles. Giles was getting out of a backfield tackle. Rubidoux says they got the first down. I'm not sure if Tyson Giles did. A great job by the La Sierra defense. We're still waiting for the official signal in the official spot. According to the far line judge, he's going to be about an inch short. But the Rubidoux offense is staying on the field. They're going to spot this ball near the first down marker. And they're going to bring the chains out to measure this one.
So right here, what happened in that play before that, as a coach, Coach Thompson's probably thinking, do we take the field goal, sure points, or do we just keep sending that message? Grind it out, grind it out, grind it out. If they stay with this and get that first down, then that send a message to his offense like, yes, we're getting it done. And defensively now last year, disheartened a little bit by another first down that just got grinded out or ground out.
And now it'll be 1st and goal from the 10-yard line for the Falcon offense after they brought the chains out, and by just the tip of the football, that's a first down carry by Tyson Giles. So with 2 minutes remaining in this first of 2 halves, Rubidoux moving the ball well yet again on the ground.
Without attempting to pass on that drive, I believe.
Strength of the formation is to the far side. This time it goes to Giles again. Giles cuts back, and he's got room to run, and he walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Falcons. Tyson Giles, after the big play, running all the way down to the 20-yard line on the first play of this drive. He finishes it there with a nice 10-yard touchdown run. And Tyson Giles makes it 16-0 Rubidoux.
Giles did a great job of going against the grain on that. La Sierra likes to pursue. The harder they pursue to the ball, he cuts back. There's nobody there to stop him if he finds a seam. Smart runner.
Lopez on to add the extra point, and that one was nearly blocked, but it is good. So 17-0. The Falcons have been imposing their will offensively on La Sierra, and last drive for the Eagles, we saw some signs of life from their offense. With 1:43 to go, there's a chance to get on the board before halftime if you're the Eagles.
Getting any kind of number or any points on the board would be pretty crucial. They moved the ball. That wasn't an issue. They just ran out of space there. It's at the red zone. They ran for a touchdown, the fade route to the corner. It was open. Or it was defended well, but it was open. He could have with a good catch. So, I mean, the defensive side is where La Sierra's got to be struggling a little bit confidence-wise right now.
It looks like Lopez will kick this one away. We've seen both Lopez and Ruben Hernandez kicking the ball for the Falcons. Andre Thomas and Gabe Simmons are back deep to return for the Eagles.
Let's see if La Sierra can get a wall set up. What's kind of fun for the special teams is everyone has a wedge breaker. So they'll put a guy in the middle there who just has no regard for his body. And his job is to fly down and break the wedge so that the blockers, he won't make the tackle or anything, but he'll just bust up the wedge so that they can't block against his teammates.
Lopez kicks this one deep. It's near the end zone. It's caught inside the 5 by Simmons. Simmons reverses field and gets out of one tackle. Now he's got a stiff arm to give him more space to the 30, 40, and he's chased out of bounds. No, he's still in bounds. He cuts it back. to the 30 of Rubidoux, and into opposing territory goes Gabe Simmons. I thought he was out of bounds on the near sideline. The referee looked like he was going to call him out, but he tiptoes the sidelines. And now a big return for La Sierra sets them up well with a minute and a half to go.
Maybe this is why Rubidoux wasn't kicking deep earlier. On that kick, the outside contain on the kick team all went to the ball rather than running their lane straight up the field. And Simmons did a great job of recognizing that he's fast. He's got great feet.
Gabe Simmons showing off the speed. He's a junior. He stands at 5'5", 135, so he's a little guy, but so much speed, so much potential for him. Bryce Poppy, now the quarterback for La Sierra. He's got 2 receivers to his right, and it'll be a play-action pass. He's going to go back the opposite way. He's got a man open, and the pass is caught. Andre Thomas puts the Eagles on the board for the first time tonight.
Andre Thomas came out of the slot, just went straight up the seam. Poppy did a nice throw. His earlier throws, he was putting too much air under it. He was kind of aiming it. On these last couple of throws, he's really put it on the mark, on the money.
So Andre Thomas with the big 30-yard touchdown catch. It's 17-6 Rubidoux right now. We'll see whether La Sierra is going to go for 2 or whether they're going to kick this field goal. They're huddled up like they're going to go for 2 here.
What a contrast in drives.
Absolutely. La Sierra
19
punching
seconds.
it in. And they are going to go for 2. Poppy's going to motion a man all the way across. He's going to fake it to him. Play action, and Poppy's got all kinds of time, but the pass to Thomas was tipped and broken up before it even got to Andre Thomas. And the 2-point conversion is no good, making it 17-6 with 1:24 to go here in the half.
They tried to bring Thomas in a crossing route deep in the end zone by the end line. He was open. Poppy really put some heat on that. His arm looks pretty good right now. Initially, I was kind of wondering if he was a passing quarterback. He's a little soft with it, but right now he's stepping into it. He's putting his body into it. His hips are following through, and he's snapping passes. Looks good.
Got to give credit to that La Sierra offensive line. Even though La Sierra has only completed 1 or 2 pass plays, the line has really given Bryce Poppy a whole lot of time to survey his options and find the open man.
Maybe he had too much time, and he got nervous, had happy feet, but last couple times he looked really good.
Bryce Happy Feet Poppy, is that his new nickname, Hatch?
Let's go with laser arm. He might like that better.
You think so? I don't know. I think he'd probably like to be called Happy Feet on campus every day. Walking around the campus of La Sierra High School in Riverside, and now the Rubidoux fans starting to make some noise as they're getting into this one. Tyler Wheelwright will kick it off for La Sierra, wearing number 11 for the Eagles. And here's the kick. This is a good line drive kick, landing at the 5. Here's a return option for Rubidoux, and now some space to bring it out to the 25, 30, 35 for the Falcons, and good starting field position for Ruben Hernandez and the offense.
Rubidoux's field goal kicker kicked that last one from 38 yards. We barely cleared, so you would think they had got to get down 28-yard line, so about 40 yards. If they can cover 40 yards in this minute, then they can, within field goal range, maybe pick up some points.
17-6 Rubidoux. The ball's on the far hash. We've got a minute 18 to go in this half. Hernandez with the strength to the far side. This time it's going to go to Giles, and Giles breaks out of a tackle. Giles with a first down and a couple extra yards before finally being brought down near the 50-yard line.
The way he runs, he's picking up pace after he gets hit. So he's running hard, and then he hits second gear after he gets hit. Pretty impressive.
Tyler Giles carrying this Rubidoux offense to quite a night on the ground. The ball still placed on the far hash. Rubidoux rotating guys on and off here. Hernandez with the snap again to give to Giles, and they're going to go with the reverse, going back the other way, and La Sierra is having none of it.
And there's Diego Padilla again.
Great job by Diego Padilla, sniffing out the deception on the reverse play they gave to Giles, who in turn gave it to number 29, Caden Dion.
That was a pretty deft ball handling on the interior, but La Sierra's pursuit did not over-pursue, which the reverse takes advantage of.
And Hernandez handed that ball off to Giles, coming underneath Hernandez, and it's rare that you see that kind of reverse. Usually the reverse is a pitch back behind the quarterback. Hernandez again to Giles, and Giles just absolutely stuffed in the backfield. In on the play is Brandon Seha, second big tackle for loss for him. And moving backwards now is the Rubidoux offense. It'll be 3rd and 16 from the 44-yard line. And that is the end of the first half. It's 17-6, Rubidoux leading.
Number 70, Raymond Escalera, a defensive lineman for La Sierra, blew that play up with depth. He attacked and forced it nowhere. I mean, because even in the interior when they're running the ball, now Giles is a threat to break one. So you could say Escalera and number 6, Brandon Seha, did a nice job of ending the half for La Sierra. Good stand.
So Rubidoux will get the ball when La Sierra kicks off in the second half. Don't forget, Thursday Night High School Football on the Inland Sports YouTube channel is brought to you proudly by Max Muscle Corona and Orange Crest. Max Muscle is your one-stop shop for sports nutrition. If you're looking to get the most of your performance and amplify your game, be sure to see a nutrition consultant at Max Muscle in either Corona or Orange Crest. Spoiled quick quality oil change. You'll be spoiled by their excellent customer service and great prices. Check them out off Alessandro Boulevard. Spoiled. Huge thanks to Bill Navigato and his team at Spoiled, who are dedicated to local sports in the Inland Empire. Ken's Sporting Goods, more than 40 years in the Inland Empire and still dominating. Taking care of all your sports gear needs, plus Letterman's jackets. They even helped the La Sierra Eagles design a new logo and produce new uniforms. Check out kensportinggoods.com. Boost Performance Training. Athletes of all levels need to check out Boost Performance Training in Corona. Coach Ray Bass and his team bring experience, passion, and commitment to grooming great athletes. They train athletes in all sports: football, baseball, track, lacrosse. Check out boosttrainingsystems.com. Also, don't forget to tune in to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM every Saturday at 11 a.m. This week, Jeff Gorham will host. We'll have Norda Vista coach Ken Batdorf. Don't forget to tune in to the Riverside TV Game of the Week with Ghazal Hassan and Jeff Gorham. Ramona will be taking on Fontana this week. That'll be a good game. Tune in tomorrow to that one on the Riverside TV YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button there. Sports Weekly Live every Friday night at 11 p.m. Pep Fernandez hosts. It's the only high school football highlight show in the Inland out at the IEMG YouTube channel and hit well. On Saturday, it'll be San Bernardino Valley College versus Pasadena City College. We'll have some junior college football action for you at 6 p.m. on September 9th this Saturday, also on the IEMG YouTube channel. Next time, Inland Sports will have a live broadcast. Will be JW North and Hillcrest. Don't go anywhere. We'll have more from halftime here at Edward Hawkins Stadiums. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth here on the campus of Rubidoux High School in Riverside. It's 17-6 here at halftime between the Falcons and the Eagles of La Sierra. The 2 touchdowns for Rubidoux coming off a punt return from Carlos Montez and a receiving touchdown for Thomas. That's a rushing touchdown for Giles, Tyson Giles, who has been carrying this team on his back. La Sierra with their lone touchdown coming from the receiver, Andre Thomas. There we go.
There you go. La Sierra showed their quick strike ability. They like to attack the seam in the deep middle routes, and they were trying to make it happen, and it finally popped. They were attacking the edge offensively. Everything's running to the outside, and conversely, Rubidoux just ground and pound, long drives, wear it down, and they impose their will. Coach Thompson likes to call it keep-away offense, textbook example of not letting La Sierra get the ball. La Sierra needs to find a way to answer that ground and pound. Maybe run some stunts or some blitz packages, but just to shake up the rhythm of the offense, because right now Rubidoux is really clicking, really in a good flow. Rubidoux needs to stop or contain La Sierra from getting corners. They've lost their corner discipline a couple times. There was a long punt return and a couple long runs, but fortunately for Rubidoux, La Sierra didn't convert on them. But that's kind of the key right there, is can Rubidoux continue to keep pounding the ball and eating clock?
As we get set to kick off the second half of this one, we got quite a few good games coming up tomorrow. Murrieta Valley taking on Cajon at San Bernardino Valley College. I'll be at that one. Upland versus Rev, I hear that one's going to be on TV. Rupa Hills taking on Citrus Valley. Summit playing San Gorgonio. A nice Division 13 matchup. Pacific and Indian Springs. Rancho Verde will be playing Burroughs. Norte Vista and Moreno Valley will be a good one. Lots of great games going on tomorrow. Riverside TV will have the broadcast of the Fontana-Ramona game.
Fontana-Ramona, 2 traditional, old-school Inland Empire powers. Back in the day, I don't know if you remember this, Fontana was quite the power in the Inland Empire.
Servite will be playing Roosevelt. That'll be a good game. Corona versus a very, very scary Heritage team who has really proven themselves early on this year.
Servite Roosevelt, Servite continuing their tour of the Inland Empire schools. They played Norco last week or the week before. Roosevelt looking to make some noise in that league this year.
Just a few moments from kickoff here. La Sierra trailing Rubidoux 6-17. The clock says we got about half a minute until La Sierra kicks it off to Rubidoux. La Sierra starting the season with a big win over San Bernardino in week 0, a 31-0 win. And Rubidoux starting the season in week 1 with a 21-20 loss at the hands of Patriot High School.
I think that game really stuck in Rubidoux's craw, so to speak. They were down early, made a furious comeback, 2 touchdowns in the 4th quarter to catch up. Maybe the young guys were learning, have not learned that they can just use last year's accomplishments, that they have to create their own team, and maybe the wake-up call came in the 4th quarter of that game where they realized they've got to come out and play, and they're doing a nice job today.
Up next on the schedule for La Sierra will be a matchup with Bloomington on the 15th in week 3. Rubidoux huddled up. They're getting pumped up for the second half. Now the clock says we got about 2.5 to go, so we're going to take advantage of this time. Thank our sponsors, Max Muscle in Corona and Orange Crest. Max Muscle is your one-stop shop for sports nutrition. If you're looking to get the most of your performance and amplify your game, be sure to see a nutrition consultant at Max Muscle in either Orange Crest or Corona. Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change. You'll be spoiled by their excellent customer service and great prices. Check them out off Alessandro Boulevard. Spoiled Huge thanks to Bill Navigato and his team at Spoiled, who are dedicated to local sports in the Inland Empire. Ken's Sporting Goods. Ken's Sporting Goods has over 40 years in the Inland Empire, and they are still dominating, taking care of all your sports gear needs, plus Letterman's jackets. They even helped the La Sierra Eagles design a new logo and produce new uniforms. Check out kensportinggoods.com. Boost Performance Training. Athletes of all levels need to check out Boost Performance Training in Corona. Coach Ray Bass and his team bring experience, passion, and commitment to grooming great athletes. They train athletes in all sports: football, baseball, track, lacrosse. Check out boosttrainingsystems.com. And now Rubidoux set to return this one. Number 11. Or number 19, that is Jaden Lewis, set to return. Also back there, Carlos Montez, who had that punt return for a touchdown that kick-started this game for the Rubidoux Falcons. Tyler Wheelwright will kick it away for La Sierra.
So the test of this first drive, what adjustments did La Sierra make to stop the roll of Rubidoux? Rubidoux just in a rhythm now, just play after play after play. So La Sierra, we'll see the adjustments they made.
And definitely in the first half, you could kind of see the fatigue from the La Sierra defense, and when conditioning is something that they definitely hang their hat on, that was kind of interesting to see. Rubidoux, the offense, definitely wearing on the Eagle defense, but now after a halftime rest period, we'll see what the La Sierra defense can do. Here's the kickoff. Returning this one is going to be Montez. Montez has quite a few blockers in front of him. He takes it out to about the 30-yard line, spins out of a tackle, and falls forward for a couple extra yards. He's out to the 32-yard line, and that's where Ruben Hernandez and this Falcon offense will get back to work. Hernandez appeared in 5 games last season as the backup quarterback. One of the games that he actually played in was that game against La Sierra last year, when Rubidoux won that one 28-14. So La Sierra actually with a little bit of a revenge on the line in this rematch. Hernandez is a captain on this year's team. He's a senior. He's 5'7", and he weighs 130. Here's the give, this time to Giles, and Giles lowers his shoulder, trying to pick up a few extra yards, and he gets maybe one to the far side.
That's one of the few times Rubidoux kind of ran an east-west play instead of heading north-south. La Sierra did a great job closing on that.
Giles was trying to gain the corner, and he picked up 2 officially, so it will be 2nd and 8 from the 34-yard line. Ball on the far hash now. Hernandez with Giles to his left. Rubidoux moving right to left on your radio dial. Giles has a seam up the middle. He picks up a good chunk of yardage, maybe 5 yards. Gets out near the 40-yard line.
La Sierra still playing it straight 3-5. Their base defense.
And this will be a 3rd and 4 from the 39-yard line.
They brought their safety up again. He's inside the 10-yard mark. Oh, now he's creeping back.
La Sierra maybe trying to disguise coverages. Looks like they're going to bring a blitz on this one. They do. Giles gets met in the backfield. He's still getting pushed back. And what a great job by the La Sierra interior defense.
So La Sierra, they hang their hat on their speed besides conditioning. So using that speed to blitz linebackers maybe to fill those gaps.
Leading the way was, guess who? Diego Padilla, who has been all over the place. He's an inside linebacker, and he's been in there on almost every interior play by the La Sierra defense. He's only 5'8", 180.
They list him pretty generously at 180.
He does not look like a big guy out there. So that did bring up 4th and 4. Rubidoux will punt this one away. They've got a 17-6 lead. We're just inside 10 minutes to go here in the 3rd frame. And Rubidoux with really wide splits on their punt package. The punter standing back at the 28-yard line, his own 28-yard line. And now a flag, maybe a false start on Rubidoux. Back to return this one is Andre Thomas. Andre Thomas left chasing the ball, and it rolls out of bounds near the 20. We'll see what the penalty is all about. But for now, La Sierra will take over at around the 25.
Those wide splits on that sometimes are used to set up a fake play later, so that the rushers line up in the gaps, and then they think they got a clear shot, and all of a sudden it turns into a fake punt into a pass. They were huge splits.
Looks like the penalty is going to go against Rubidoux for illegal motion. La Sierra will decline the penalty, and Rubidoux thought maybe that they were going to have to punt it again as the defense was, or at least the punt team was out there in their own end, and now here comes the defense onto the field. The ball will be placed at the 19-yard line. That's where the ball rolled out of bounds. It'll be 1st and 10 from there.
So
Bryce Poppy on the field in quarterback.
First possession, La Sierra's defense answered the bell.
Well, now we'll see what their offense can do. The last time their offense had the ball, they scored on a touchdown pass to Andre Thomas from Bryce Poppy. Thomas was 4 receptions for 43 yards against San Bernardino. He had a touchdown in 2016 against this Rubidoux team, and that's a handoff for no gain to Gabe Simmons.
Flag on the play.
See what the penalty is all about.
La Sierra continuing to run the edge, attack the edge.
Rubidoux competing in the Mountain Valley League with Pacific, Banning, San Bernardino, Moreno Valley, and Vista del Lago. This is going to be a penalty against La Sierra. Looks like holding, so that'll be a 10-yard slap on the wrist. Back down to the 9. And it'll be 1st and 20 for the La Sierra Eagles here.
Now, if they want to become a winning team and they want to learn how to close games and win games, having penalties down with your back to the end zone's not a good thing to do.
Poppy in the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers to the far side to the left. And he's going to go play action. This is a screen pass they're going to set up. And with room to run is La Sierra down the far sideline. Out near midfield and now over midfield. Nobody's going to catch him. That's Andre Thomas running all by himself. 20-10-5. Touchdown, and La Sierra is right back in this thing. Andre Thomas on the screen pass takes that one 81 yards to the house. 91 yards, that is. And La Sierra now just trailing by 5 points at 17-12. What a great job by the La Sierra offense on the screen pass to Thomas.
Great play. Wide receiver screen, nothing fancy. He got a seam, he busted it straight up the sideline, and no one's going to catch him. He's got great feet.
Andre Thomas with his 2nd touchdown of the day. And he's pulled his Eagles offense right back within 5. Here's the extra point attempt. Tyler Wheelwright on to add another one. Kick is up. Hold on. It is good. Great patience by the play-by-play broadcaster on that play. Waiting till he saw the referee signal before calling that one. It is 17-13, and that is a huge momentum shifter coming out of halftime for La Sierra. Their defense, like you said, they answered the call. They got the stop, and then their offense breaking a 91-yard screen pass after a penalty, no less.
I would say at halftime, Coach Hedlund probably said, look, don't panic. This is where we are. This is what we need to do. It's our 3rd year together. This is what we do. So let's keep doing what we do. Attacking on defense, quick strike on offense.
Gary Hedlund was previously an assistant at Norte Vista. He played football at Vista del Lago and the University of Laverne.
He was a quarterback at Laverne, and I had to say a quick shout out to his family. Congratulations to the Hedlund family for Jackson Hedlund being born August 23rd.
That's right. Big congratulations to Coach Hedlund.
One of the things Coach Hedlund talked about was wanting to build a culture of family as we spoke, and he wanted the kids, the players, to have to trust the staff, that they would stay with them throughout the years rather than abandoning or leaving as other staffs had done. And he brought up his birth of his son as an event that they all celebrated.
Wheelwright kicks this one away. This is really deep. Calling for the ball and picking it up is number 19, Jaden Lewis. Lewis has a little bit of space. He makes a move, and he's out to the 30, 35. Driving forward for a couple extra yards. Now he's on the ground at around the 35-yard line. In on the tackle for La Sierra was number 18, Gabe Aceto.
Rubidoux did a nice job of setting up a middle return on that. That's the hardest one to do because the other returns, sideline right, sideline left, you could set a wall up of blockers. On this one, it's kind of straight up the middle, and then he reads. Did a good job of blocking on that.
Great patience, too, from Lewis, waiting for the wedge to get set. Here's Giles going off tackle, picks up maybe a couple.
That was good deception by the quarterback. I fell for the fake.
Getting a head in on the tackle, Diego Padilla. And officially that's a gain of 6, 2nd and 4 for the Rubidoux offense.
So now with the momentum changing a little bit, now Rubidoux's coach is probably said, okay, let's get back to what we do. Let's grind it out.
17-13 Falcons with 8:21 to go in the third quarter. Giles again off tackle. He's trying to gain the corner, and he gets out of a tackle. He's out near the first down marker before being run down on the far side. Rubidoux says they have the first down. We'll see where they spot it.
La Sierra edge defender had him, but he took too deep of an angle, and Giles was able to get past him because he tried to tackle him up on his shoulders. Can't tackle Giles by his shoulders. He runs hard.
This will be 3rd and inches for Rubidoux. As they hustle to the line. Looks like they're going to overload that far side. The ball is on the far hash. Hernandez hands it off to Giles. The ball's on the ground, but luckily looks like there was a Falcon player in the area. The ball's still out. La Sierra says they have it. We're waiting for an official signal. The Eagles are celebrating like they have it. The Rubidoux defense is running on the field, and there's the signal. La Sierra recovers the fumble, and what a big defensive play for the Eagles. They'll take over at the Rubidoux 39-yard line. And that was just a mishandle between Giles and Hernandez.
So right now, that's not the mistake that you need from a young Rubidoux team, trying to find a way and how to close out a team, but they have a lead. Costly mistake.
And it is something that you see a lot from young teams. This is going to be a handoff from Poppy to Simmons. Simmons met at the line of scrimmage, but he falls forward for a pickup of 1 or 2. 7:25 to go. La Sierra driving in Rubidoux territory. They trail by 4.
Now you see a little pep in their step. No pun against Mr. Hernandez, but you can see La Sierra has bounced back a little bit. He has some more energy.
And Bryce Poppy, though, he went 0 for 4 on his first 4 pass attempts, now has 2 passing touchdowns on this game. There's going to be a receiver and a wing back to the near side. The ball is on the near hash. A receiver to a running back to Poppy's left. He's going to fake it, and he's going to air it out deep downfield. And it's Andre Thomas making the catch with a defender in his face. He's going to walk into the end zone. Touchdown, La Sierra. Andre Thomas for the 3rd time tonight. That one gives La Sierra the lead.
A very well-designed play, a rolling pocket to take advantage of their lineman's speed. Poppy set up. Threw it a little bit short. It was a great catch by Thomas, because the defender was between him and the ball. Then he rose up and just took it from him.
Andre Thomas has been the answer that La Sierra has needed to Rubidoux's Tyson Giles.
At 5'6", 135, he got up on that one. He got some air to rise up and take it over the head of the Rubidoux defender.
Here's the extra point. And that one is good. So La Sierra with a 19, now 20-17 lead over the Falcons. Andre Thomas has all 3 touchdowns for the Eagles. And Rubidoux now left scratching their heads because they had a fairly sizable lead not too long ago.
La Sierra's, one of their slogans is, they call it RYFP, Reach Your Full Potential. Coach talked about academic, weight room, field, practice field, that it all ties together into building this culture of not giving up, of finishing the job. And so obviously they really buckled down, and they've taken it to Rubidoux to start this half.
In the third quarter, it was 17-0 in favor of the Falcons. And now with 6:44 to go in the third quarter, it's 20-17 La Sierra. What a turn of events. They had that screen pass that went 91 yards for the touchdown. Then they forced the fumble deep in Rubidoux territory. And Andre Thomas, for the third time tonight, makes a great catch and walks into the end zone. Wheelwright kicks it off. The return is going to be Lewis. Lewis has some space. He made a man miss. Lewis to the 40-yard line, lowers his shoulder, and falls forward near midfield.
That could
be Jaden Lewis.
That could be a spark that gets Rubidoux going again. Again, they just got to go back to what they got him here. Just grind it out, grind it out. They were experiencing success with it. Just got to stay with it.
Jaden Lewis will officially take the team out to the 47-yard line. The ball will be spotted on the near hash, and Rubidoux looking to get some offense going here in the second half. And La Sierra's defense a little late getting to the ball. Snapping it quickly is Hernandez. Giles will try to drive the pile right down the gut, picks up a handful of yards across midfield. And so many times tonight we've seen Rubidoux players picking up La Sierra players and vice versa. Great sportsmanship from both teams, playing a very hard-fought game, and they still take the time to reach down, lend a hand to the guy that they're battling in the trenches.
Absolutely. That's a credit to both coaching staffs.
Rubidoux now trying to hustle up. They go into the huddle and out of the huddle quickly. Hernandez, snap. The call goes to Giles, and Giles finds a seam. Great patience, picks up the first down to around the 40-yard line.
Giles runs so hard, he's carrying the La Sierra defenders. He carried 3 guys that time, at least 4 yards to get the first down. He's relentless in his running.
So another first down, moving the chains quickly for Rubidoux. 41-yard line is where they spot the ball on the near hash. The strength of the formation is to the far side. Hernandez in the shotgun. This time Giles is going to fall down before he could pick up much more than a yard or 2.
On that last play, La Sierra had 10 guys inside 3 yards line of scrimmage.
And now there's a Rubidoux player down. This looks like the first real injury we've seen all night, and if that is Tyson Giles, that's not good news, and it is. Tyson Giles now getting up. He's going to go back to the huddle. Now he's going to jog off. Good news for Rubidoux, though. If Tyson Giles goes down, waiting in the wings is number 28, Carlos Montez, and he's had a punt return touchdown and a very nice night for himself. This time, the formation still strong to the right, and another great job with the fake snap count from Hernandez, and that's the 3rd or 4th time they've drawn La Sierra off sides, and that should bring up a 2nd and 5.
Again, a discipline issue. Teams work on breaking off the ball defensively, watching the ball, and not listening to that count. So Rubidoux's doing a nice job of drawing them off by using the hard count, but La Sierra's with the lead now has to do a better job.
35-yard line. Here's the snap. The give is to Giles, who's right back in the game after being shaken up, and he is going to just keep turning those legs all the way for a first down. Out near the 30.
He's very hard to bring down. When he gets contact, he dips lower down, and his legs never stop moving. It's what you teach running backs when you work on skills as little kids, is the legs always keep churning. His are churning enough to make churn butter.
Tyson Giles has been running all over this La Sierra defense as Rubidoux trying to come back from a 2017 deficit. And here's Giles again on the outside. He tried to get a stiff arm on number 12, Angel Fuentes, but he couldn't. And he's brought down after a gain of about 4.
Now, even though he got the corner there, Giles looking a little tired right now, because earlier in the game, that burst would have took him further up. La Sierra closed on him really well, but he's carrying the load, so he's wearing down a little bit.
At the 31.5-yard line. Fullback set to the right side. Giles gets the call again. Giles trying to go right down the alley, and he's not going to get much there. Leading the way, again, Diego Padilla.
Diego Padilla has been a force defensively for La Sierra. When a big play is needed, he gets the depth across the line. He blows plays up, plays exactly the way Coach Hedlund wants everyone to play, flying to the ball.
Diego Padilla coming down from the inside linebacker spot. This will be 3rd and 5. Again, Giles is in the backfield. And he'll get the handoff, but he is dragged down from behind, and he's going to be short of the first down. We'll see what Rubidoux wants to do there.
I'm pretty sure Padillo's in there again.
The initial tackle was made by Bryant Ruelas. Padilla was in on the tackle, and La Sierra doing what their coach asked them to do, getting the 11 hats to the ball. Or Rubidoux will call a timeout here.
A choice to be made here by the coaches from Rubidoux. You have, they're within field goal range. If they could put up 3 to tie it, or with 4th and 4, do they go for it?
4th and 4 from the La Sierra 23-yard line.
So it's a confidence thing now too. If you tell your team we're going to go for it, 4th and 4, that means we have confidence in you. Line's going to bust holes open. Running back's going to do his job. It could be a mental thing like that for them. Are they ready to take on that challenge? On the other side, conversely, La Sierra, who's done a nice job of this half, has allowed Rubidoux to get a little bit of momentum to this point. So defensively, a stop would be huge for La Sierra.
They're going to run a unit on there. Still not sure if that's the regular offense or whether that's the field goal unit. The quarterback, Hernandez, is not out there. But they are going to run what looks like an offensive play. Instead, in at quarterback is number 11, or 19, Jaden Lewis. Lewis was going to hand it off to Giles. Oh, no, he's going to keep it himself. Jaden Lewis is going to get brought down in the backfield, and La Sierra forces a turnover on downs. In on the play, number 6, Brandon Seha.
And also Lamar Gaines came in from his corner position to, he read the play really well and attacked before Lewis could get upfield at all.
So Rubidoux opting to go with the Wildcat formation and the quarterback keeper for Jaden Lewis, and it doesn't work well for them. So La Sierra with another great defensive stop. They lead 20-17 with just under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter, and Rubidoux, who was leading 17-0 not too long ago, is looking for a good defensive stop.
With 1:43 left in the second quarter going into the half, they had built that lead 17-0. And I remember we had said La Sierra needs an answer. They answered 20 unanswered points.
Andre Thomas has been that answer at receiver for La Sierra. Poppy will hand off to Simmons. Simmons trying to gain an edge on the near side, going way around the defense, and he ends up finding nowhere to run. Tackle finally made by number 35, Alfred Cabello. Oh, Caballero.
Rubidoux did a nice job of stringing that play out and not letting the receiver or the running back shoulder pads turn towards the goalpost. Kept him going sideline to sideline.
It does end up being a pickup of 3 as Simmons makes something out of nothing. Poppy in the shotgun. He's got a receiver wide to his left on the wide side of the field. He's got a running back to his left. That's Gabe Simmons. And it'll be play action. Bootleg pass to the left. Rolling is Poppy. Poppy's going to tuck it and run, and Poppy's going to pick up the first down before stepping out of bounds near the 35-yard line. A great decision by Bryce Poppy, seeing that nobody was open and keeping it himself.
Rubidoux tried to blitz there. They set the linebackers up the middle, tried to blow the play up, but Poppy read it, rolled, and whoever the outside contain is on that side blew his coverage, and Poppy did a great job.
First down from the 35-yard line of La Sierra.
So he's a throwing quarterback that can run.
And Bryce Poppy, typically not the running quarterback in this offense. It's usually Angel Fuentes who they'll bring in if they want the quarterback keeper. But Bryce Poppy showing he can use his legs as well. From their own 35, they've got a receiver to the wide side, near side. Gabe Simmons is going to fake the handoff. Here they go, screen pass again. They got him on the last time. Andre Thomas this time is bottled up after a pickup of about 7.
When you throw that wide receiver screen, the initial tackler, the first guy, has to make contact, got to make that tackle, at least slow him down. That time did a nice job reading it.
2nd and 4 for La Sierra. Trying to go back to a play that worked for them earlier. Andre Thomas scored a 91-yard touchdown on that play last time they ran it. This time it's a pickup of 6.
The more clock that runs, the less that's in favor of Rubidoux, because for them to score, they need some clock time.
Minute and a half to go. La Sierra leading 20-17 on the road here at Rubidoux. And this time it's a reverse. And this is going to be number 3 taking it, Lamar Gaines around the outside, far side, down to about the 40 into Rubidoux territory, picking up a first down.
La Sierra's backs are incredibly quick. Once they see that seam and turn north-south, they're hitting holes that are tiny and just exploding out and doing a great job tight-roping the sidelines.
Lamar Gaines had a touchdown against San Bernardino in week 0. And that time he shows off his speed again. Ball spotted at the 39-yard line. And now the Rubidoux defense looking a little tired like the La Sierra defense did in the first half. Receiver all by himself here to the wide side. Simmons with a wall of blockers. He's going to try to go around the outside to the near side, and he's going to get thrown out of bounds by number 25 for Rubidoux, Jesus Garcia.
Jesus Garcia did a super job keeping things strung out. He refused to let Simmons get the corner. Simmons has great speed too, so good discipline, nice stop.
That ends up being a pickup of 4 down to the 35-yard line, so not a bad play for La Sierra, even though
it didn't
Rubidoux
seem like
did a
he
good
got
job.
that much, but he's so quick.
That's the thing about the La Sierra running backs. They will make you pay if you don't tackle them fully. They'll fall forward for an extra 1 or 2 yards on every play. And this play's blown dead before it even gets started. Timeout, Rubidoux.
So we're looking at Simmons at 149 pounds. We're looking at Thomas 135. But they're quick. They're super quick, and they're showing good recognitions of the holes and the alleys to run.
Rubidoux going to take a timeout, and now the defense is getting a talking too, as they've got their hands on their hips. With 54 seconds to go here in the third quarter, trailing by 3, La Sierra now driving the ball pretty well.
Coach Thompson has an assistant coach with him, also called Coach Thompson. We have an interesting setup here. We have a father-son duo that coaches. Had a chance to talk to Coach Patrick Thompson Jr. And my son played basketball for me at Citrus Hill High School, and it was a little bit of a struggle. And I asked him, what's it like to have your dad there? And Coach Patrick Thompson Jr. said it's a dream, something he always wanted to happen, something that he wanted from the time he became a head coach. And Coach Patrick Thompson Sr. said the only reason he's coaching is because his son is the head coach, but they do a great job together.
Two receivers out to the far left side. Poppy's going to roll out. He's got pressure, but he's going to stand in there and throw one deep downfield. Did he complete it? Yes, he did. Down inside the 10-yard line. What a pass from Poppy, and now there's a flag back in the area of offensive holding.
Poppy aired that one out. He threw it to Thomas on a nice post corner route. Difficult catch, but he came up with it.
And this is going to be a penalty against Rubidoux, a personal foul going against the Falcons. Looks like Gabriel Aceto was the one that actually made that catch down inside the 10-yard line on the far side. And La Sierra with another big play in the air. When they only had 72 yards of passing against San Bernardino in week 0, now already they've had one play that's gone for 91 yards alone.
You can see their confidence just growing leaps and bounds every play now. They're pepped up. They're ready to play.
Ball on the far hash. 25 seconds to go in the third quarter. This one's going to be up the middle. And in for the touchdown. La Sierra scores, and they extend their lead. The carry was by the quarterback, Bryce Poppy, taking it himself.
Maybe he took umbrage to the fact we call him the passing quarterback.
Maybe. So from the 7-yard line, he runs it in, and it is now 26-17 with 20 seconds to go in the third quarter. And Rubidoux now is the one that has to find an answer. Bryce Poppy with a running touchdown. Becomes the first one to score tonight besides Andre Thomas.
So now, as a coaching staff on the Rubidoux side, there's still a lot of time left.
Wheelwright drills the extra point. It's 27-17, a 2-score lead now for La Sierra, who once trailed 17-0 in this game.
So Rubidoux has to just do what they do. They have plenty of time. They can grind out a drive here, and then a stop and another drive, and it's a 2-possession game. They're still in it, though.
Back deep to receive. Number 19, Jaden Lewis. Number 26, or number 28, that is, Carlos Montez. Montez, keep in mind, he had that punt return for a touchdown. If they get him the ball again here, he might be able to do some damage. Wheelwright set to kick this one away for the Eagles. It's a 27-17 ball game. What a turnaround for the Eagles. Andre Thomas has 3 touchdowns. We're closing in on the end of the third quarter. Here's the kickoff. This is going to be a squib kick, and what a job by the front line of Rubidoux to jump on top of that ball. I thought for sure that was going to be a live ball, but it looks like maybe number 36, Eric Nieves.
That is a strategy on it's a type of onside kick, is to line it off the front line guys because they don't have the hands, and he did a nice job of covering it up.
Sometimes those frontline guys are so underrated, I feel like.
Now, that was kind of a gamble because now you give Rubidoux the ball at the 47.
This will be the 47-yard line. Rubidoux near midfield to start. This one is going to be up the middle, going to Montez. Carlos Montez gets across midfield.
So, again, coaches are probably telling their players, stay calm, don't panic, just keep doing what we do.
It'll be a pickup of 5 yards down to the 48-yard line, and that's the end of the third quarter. Rubidoux now trailing by 10. It's 27-17 La Sierra. Rubidoux in this final quarter has got to find a solution. Don't forget, this game is brought to you by Max Muscle in Corona and Orange Crest. Spoiled quick quality oil change off Alessandro Boulevard in Riverside. Ken's Sporting Goods, over 40 years in the Inland Empire. And Boost Performance Training in Corona. Coach Ray Bass and his team will get you where you need to be as an athlete. Join us for our next live broadcast, which will be JW North and Hillcrest. Join Riverside TV tomorrow night for Ramona and Fontana. Tune in to the IEMG Sports Weekly Live, 11 p.m. on Fridays. Pep Fernandez hosts on the IEMG YouTube channel. San Bernardino Valley College will take on Pasadena City. IEMG will have that one live on this Saturday, September 9th at 6 p.m. Tune into the Inland Sports Show every Saturday morning, 11 a.m. IE Fox Sports, 1350 a.m. This week we'll have Norte Vista coach Ken Batdorf. And now Rubidoux working left to right on your radio dial. They'll have a 2nd and 6 from the 49-yard line. Ball is in the middle of the field. It's going to be a fake to Giles, a quick pass out to Montez. Montez stutter steps and then drives forward for a few extra yards. He's near the first down marker. We'll see where the referee wants to spot it. So many close plays as far as first downs go.
That was play action on an out route to the slot receiver. Great delivery. That was their first completion, I believe.
And Rubidoux will pick up the first on their first passing play of the game that ends up in the hands of a receiver. Now down to the La Sierra 42-yard line. Hernandez in the shotgun. He's got his fullback to his right. The ball's on the near hash. The give is to Giles. And Giles has some space. Giles to the 30. Giles to the 20. It's a foot race down near the pylon. He breaks out of a tackle, dives forward, and scores. Carlos Montez with the carry and the touchdown for the Falcons. 11:43 to go. And Rubidoux answers with a touchdown of their own, a nice long 42-yard touchdown run by Carlos Montez. And it is 23-27, the extra point still pending. And that has woken the Rubidoux offense back up.
Great play, great burst of speed. Again, the line opened up an alley. La Sierra didn't fill, and off to the races.
On to kick the extra point, Angel Lopez, who has not missed one yet today. He has a field goal and 2 extra points in this game already, making him 3 for 3 on the night. Referee's getting set for this extra point. There's the whistle. The holder is number 48, Raymond Franco. Looks like La Sierra left early. This kick is going to be good. The question is whether or not the referees will make Rubidoux re-kick this one. And Patrick Thompson wants to know if he can decline this and just take the extra point. There's still a discussion going on. If Rubidoux has to redo this one, maybe you think about going for 2 as now the ball gets moved closer, half the distance to the goal. Patrick Thompson still trying to see if he can decline this one, and he's going to go for 2. He's going to take the penalty. It'll move them half the distance to the goal. He's going to send the offense out there and try to go for 2. It's 27-23 right now with 11:43 to go in the game. If this is good, it would be a 2-point game. If it's not, it stays a 4-point game, and it keeps the Falcons out of field goal range.
And it's not that big of a gamble right now at this point. There's still plenty of time. 11:43 left on the clock. Again, a confidence booster for the offense, especially the linemen, if they can get this cross.
Hernandez with Giles in the backfield. He's going to give it to Giles. Giles has stood up at the goal line, still trying to move his feet, but he's not going to get it. Leading the way for the La Sierra defense, our good friend Diego Padilla, and La Sierra answers the touchdown with a nice 2-point conversion stand at the goal line. So it's 27-23 with 11:43 to go here in the ball game.
So this is one of the situations that Coach Hedlund had talked about, was learning how to win. So they have a 4-point lead, 11:43 to go. Offensively, no mistakes, no turnovers here. You don't need big plays. You just need to advance the ball and kill clock.
Here's another chance for La Sierra's offensive line to open up some more holes, make some more big plays, and hopefully add to this La Sierra lead after a Rubidoux touchdown. The offensive line living by the hashtag place at the table, which comes from a television series, The Program. Coach Hedlund wanted his guys to kind of step up to the plate, step up to the table, finish those games in late situations, late close games. And now here's a pooch kick, onside kick, not even going to go 10 yards. Now it does. It's a live ball, but La Sierra is going to recover it near midfield. And a great job of taking his place at the table. The La Sierra lineman, actually, that was Ronald Contreras falling on the ball.
Pretty heads-up play. A lot of times, the guys on the special teams, especially in the middle there, they might panic and try and run with it.
Great job of just grabbing the ball and falling down at the 48-yard line. Bryce Poppy and the La Sierra Eagles back on the field.
They'll call it prenatal. They want the lineman to prenatal. Just curl up around it like a fetus.
There you go. 1 second ticks off on that play. That onside kick probably went about a mile high, and it landed about the 6-yard line, bounced forward, and that's when La Sierra was able to cover it. Poppy back to pass. He's got an open receiver, and he's taking too long to throw it. And now Thomas out of bounds. Poppy just throws the ball away, and Thomas is holding his knee. Hopefully he's okay.
Poppy was kind of being pressured. He didn't see Thomas clear. Thomas had cleared up the sideline. And but when there's people running at you and they're in your face, it's kind of hard to see sometimes.
Andre Thomas was wide open, but the Rubidoux defense actually doing a good job in pursuit, getting there and forcing Poppy to throw the ball away. One receiver wide to the right, one wide to the left. It's Thomas on the near side. He's off the line of scrimmage. There's a tight end to the far side. Poppy motions Thomas across. There's the snap. And they're going to give it to Thomas on the end around. Thomas with a bunch of gold jerseys he's got to get by. Picks up maybe a couple, and now there's a flag thrown as there was late contact involving La Sierra offensive lineman Raymond Escalara.
Thomas showed great patience there, letting things set up before he could get his body turned north-south.
This is going to be some sort of personal foul after the play penalty. The question is, who does it go
La
on?
Sierra players are clapping.
Involved for Rubidoux, I believe, was number 51, Juan Diego Rivas Cruz. And the referees are still trying to sort this one out. It'll be a personal foul against Rubidoux. So 15 free yards for the La Sierra offense, and when you're trailing by 4, like Rubidoux is right now, you cannot afford those type of undisciplined penalties. The ball is going to be moved all the way down to the 35-yard line of the Falcons, so deep in opponent's territory. La Sierra going to keep the ball moving.
This is one of those situations where Coach Thompson talking about the team learning from the past, the successes of the past, and the guys who didn't play a lot now getting a chance to step up and play. This is not something you need to do when you're trying to stop the other team, especially when they had momentum. Not a smart play.
Poppy in the shotgun. Ball is on the far hash. He's got a running back to his right. Looks like it's Lamar Gaines. And now he tried to motion a man across late. And this will be some sort of illegal procedure, I believe, against La Sierra, unless Coach Hedlund called a timeout first, and he did. So Gary Hedlund taking his first timeout of the second half with 11:28 to go. It's 27-23 La Sierra. The ball is at the 35-yard line of Rubidoux. It'll be 1st and 10 when this timeout is over.
Talking to first-year athletic director Matt Magallanes from La Sierra before the game. Matt talked a little bit about seeing the commitment from the La Sierra players in the offseason. Their buy-in in the weight room makes them invested more into the wins and the losses, and that's a trust factor that they had built with the coaches that they had not done before in the previous few years. A little interesting point, Coach Magallanes was a point guard of Norte Vista team where I got my first varsity win as a head coach. I just want to point that out, Matt. When you listen to this, I told you I'd get you that shout out.
There you
go. The losing point guard from Norte Vista. All right.
Again, Poppy in the shotgun, same formation look for La Sierra. Thomas here on the near side. Poppy is going to pull it. Actually, no, that's number 12, Fuentes, in at quarterback. Fuentes tried to go around the far side. He's chased out of bounds after picking up a yard. So they actually do change up the look on offense. La Sierra does, and Fuentes trying to run the end around, quarterback keeper.
One of the things you want to do as a back here is you want to stay inbounds as long as possible and kill as much clock as you can. Going out of bounds helps the defense. It lets them rest for 1, 2, it stops the clock.
Now Poppy back in at quarterback for La Sierra. They'll go 2 receivers wide to the left. And they're going to pass. Poppy is looking left, throwing left, and he's got his receiver number 18, Aceto. Aceto makes the catch and turns it back upfield down to about the 20-yard line here on the near sideline.
Poppy had some heat on that. It was an out route, just a stop route, and he hit him right in the chest, and then nice job turning upfield and making a few extra yards for a first down.
1st and 10 from the 21-yard line for the Eagles. Gabe Simmons Jr. coming back in the game. We haven't seen him in a few offensive plays.
So the leadership Coach Thompson's looking for, someone's got to step up right now. Someone's got to make a play. Someone's got to blow up a play. Stop the momentum.
There's only been 1 turnover in this game. That came when La Sierra forced a fumble in Rubidoux territory, part of that momentum shift. And here we go on the reverse again. This time it's going to be Lamar Gaines going all the way around the near side. He's inside the 10, down to the 5-yard line. 1st down, and he's brought down.
I think fatigue is starting to play a part for the Rubidoux linemen, because I saw a couple of the linemen had no idea where the ball was. They actually had turned and went with the first fake. They were running the wrong direction. So good execution for La Sierra, and Rubidoux's got to do a better job in containing lanes.
The unfortunate part for La Sierra is that Gaines went out of bounds on that play, meaning that the clock will stop at 10:30 to go. La Sierra nursing a 4-point lead. The 1st and goal will be from the 6-yard line. Gabe Simmons is to the left of Poppy. The ball's on the near hash. Poppy gives to Simmons, and Simmons following a wall of blockers on the far side. He's trying to gain the edge, and the ball came out. Simmons is going to have to fall on it back at the 15-yard line to keep possession for La Sierra.
If you're Simmons there, you need to just turn it upfield and take that couple-yard loss, because that's a pretty dangerous play where the Rubidoux player stepped through and did punch the ball out briefly.
Gabe Simmons lucky that ball rolled right to him after he lost it. He falls on top of it. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 15-yard line now for La Sierra. That could have been a huge momentum shifter for Rubidoux.
Let's file that under learning how to win. Protect the ball at all costs.
It does help the Falcons, though. Gives them a little bit of breathing room here in the red zone. This time Poppy had a little trouble with the play action fake, and Thomas tiptoeing on the sideline in the end zone. They're going to say he was out of bounds, but what a great concentration and great catch from Thomas, even though it was out of bounds.
La Sierra's doing a great job of rolling the pocket, rolling the lineman with Poppy to protect them. Poppy put that on the spot, just couldn't quite stay in bounds.
Credit the La Sierra offensive line coach, Tyler Gilbert. It'll be 3rd and 15 now, 3rd and goal. And La Sierra taking their time, making sure they got the right play call. And once again, with an incomplete pass and out of bounds play, the clock stops, this time at 9:37. La Sierra holding on to a 27-23 lead. They're deep in opponent territory in the red zone. At the 15, they're going to throw again. Poppy rolling to his left. He's got a man. Now he throws an interception. It's picked off. Returning it now is Tyson Giles with the interception. And as he comes around the near side on the interception return, he's brought down by a horse collar, and that'll be a few extra yards on the interception return. And Rubidoux seems fired up after that play.
I think Poppy just made a bad choice. There really wasn't a receiver clear there. He threw it right in the middle of the field where the safety was sitting. Ended up throwing it right to the safety. And at that point, he's either got to just throw it away out of the end zone or just keep it and eat it. But then to compound things, we have a horse collar penalty on La Sierra.
All of it combined will move the ball to the Rubidoux 35-yard line. A huge interception. They force the fumble. La Sierra is able to recover their own fumble. So Rubidoux missing out on a chance to get a turnover, and then there they get the interception, and this could flip the game. Giles stays on his feet, putting his hand on the ground, falling forward for about 6 yards.
This is gut check time especially for the Rubidoux offensive line. If they're tired, doesn't matter. You got to suck it up. There's 9 minutes left. A score here would turn things around incredibly for the momentum.
They mark Giles down at the 41-yard line. They're going to put the fullback on the near side here. And they're going to give it to Tyson Giles again. And Giles with a good stiff arm. He's got the first down, and he's out near midfield at the 50-yard line.
Giles just refuses to go down. He's carried 2-3 guys there and had energy to stiff arm the defender.
There's a reason Tyson Giles was voted captain on this football team. He has been literally carrying the team. At the Rubidoux 49-yard line, here's a 1st and 10 for the Falcons. Hernandez with Giles to his left, fullback up near the line of scrimmage to the right. Giles finds a hole, and he's going to drive forward right up the gut
so now
for 5 yards.
We flip it the other way. Rubidoux wants to eat as much clock as possible to then score at the same time. Then, giving La Sierra very little time to do anything. So the clock's in their favor as they eat it up to score. And it's in their favor because of the style of offense they have.
La Sierra leads 27-23. We've got just about 8 minutes to go here in the game. Driving into La Sierra territory. Here's Giles again on the handoff. He's still moving the pile. Giles near the first down.
Ball popped out.
The ball popped out. Now number 29, Lewis has it. He's going around the end. 20, 10, 5 on the fumble. Did Jaden Lewis just score on a fumble? Yes, he did. And Rubidoux has retaken the lead on one of the most bizarre plays you will ever see. Tyson Giles got lost in a sea of players going up the middle. The ball popped out, and then all of a sudden, Jaden Lewis was on the far sideline running to daylight and to a touchdown. And Rubidoux now leading 29-27.
We were waiting for the officials to blow the play dead because Giles was carrying Rubidoux and La Sierra players, and all of a sudden the ball just popped out. Everyone thought the play was going to die. Smart play for the guy to realize it was a loose ball and run.
What a wacky play as Jaden Lewis, great heads-up play, scooping up the ball and taking it to the house when many players would have just fallen on it. And that was Caden Dion wearing number 29, and the extra point is good. So Caden Dion, actually number 29, is the one with the heads-up play to take it to the house. Jaden Lewis wears number 19, hence the confusion. But credit to Caden Dion, the heads-up play, the long touchdown run on the fumble. Once again, that was Caden Dion. The extra point is good. It's 30-27, Rubidoux, and what an up-and-down game.
The momentum here is just changing play to play. We said there had to be somebody to step up and make a play, and Dion made that. He was that guy. I believe he's a senior safety and running back, and he showed a burst of speed there too to get the corner after he got the ball.
Looks like Hernandez is going to kick this one away.
The interesting thing there was that the officials let that pile move for so long without blowing it dead. That worked in Rubidoux's favor.
And think about this, if Tyson Giles hadn't been moving the pile forward, the play likely would have been blown dead. And there would have been no offensive fumble return for a touchdown.
This is turning out to be the game we thought it would be.
And more. And now a squib kick from Hernandez, gonna roll all the way down to the 20. Bobbling the pickup is Simmons, and getting swallowed up at the 25-yard line and pushed back, Gabe Simmons for La Sierra.
That ball just stayed right off the sideline. They were waiting for it to go out of bounds for the penalty, but because he waited, it allowed Rubidoux's defenders to close on him. A good kick, good play.
Great kick from the quarterback, Ruben Hernandez.
So now, here we go again. We have to see if La Sierra can answer. They've answered every time so far.
They'll start the drive from their own 25-yard line. They're working right to left on your radio dial. We've got 7.5 to go in this game. It is a 30-27 ball game in favor of the Rubidoux Falcons. Ball is on the near hash. There's a tight end to the right side of Poppy. Poppy takes the snap and gives to Simmons. Simmons has running room. He thought about cutting it upfield, but he's still going to go laterally across the field and maybe picks up 2. A long way to run for a short gain.
So Rubidoux's outside defender did a nice job stringing things along sideline to sideline. And like you just said, he probably ran 30 yards just to pick up 2.
They're going to spot him at the 28-yard line, a pickup of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7 there. Now Simmons rotates out of the game. Now the Rubidoux crowd seems to be really into this one. Clock ticking down, under 7 minutes to go. Poppy.
Rubidoux on a blitz.
Is going to hand it off this time. And running around in the backfield going nowhere is the La Sierra ball carrier.
They tried to reverse there. They gave it to Simmons, who got hit, and as he was getting hit, handed it off to Fuentes. But Rubidoux blew it up in the middle with their linebackers. They ran a little blitz package, and that play was going nowhere.
So Angel Fuentes is the one who had the ball last. They lose a yard on the play. It'll be 3rd and 8. Poppy with a running back to his right. 2 receivers to the far side. Poppy's going to pass. Poppy dropping back. He's throwing left, and he's going to find Andre Thomas. Thomas trying to do the stiff arm bit. He picks up the first down. He's at the 41-yard line, and that's where La Sierra will start their next play.
That was just a simple out route because Rubidoux's defenders want to give some cushion there. They don't want to let Thomas get behind him. Gave him about 8-yard cushion on that out route.
Andre Thomas will actually take the ball to the 42-yard line on that pass play. He's had 3 receiving touchdowns today. That's it. Makes it 4 on the season for Thomas in just 2 games. He's averaging 2 receiving touchdowns a game. Not bad stats. This time Poppy's going to keep it himself. He gets hit and brought down. In on the tackle, number 48, Ramon Franco for Rubidoux.
I think that was a broken play. I don't think that was a design quarterback draw or quarterback keep. I think somebody wasn't where they were supposed to be, so he just tucked it in, made a smart play and kept it, and didn't get a sack or an interception.
Poppy picks up 2 yards, 2nd and 8 now on the near hash. And the Rubidoux coaches are jumping around. They're high-fiving. They're chest bumping. They're trying to get people into this game. They're trying to get the sideline into this game. They're trying to get the defense to come up with a big stop here and protect their 3-point lead. 2 receivers and a tight end all to the wide side. Poppy is going to pump fake. He got him on the double move. Andre Thomas wide open. He catches it on the run at the 20-yard line. 10. He's going to get dragged down from behind inside the 10-yard line. The tackle made in pursuit by the quarterback, Hernandez. But Andre Thomas again with a big play.
It was a stop-and-go route, and the Rubidoux defender bit on the stop. The coaches are exhorting them to keep a bubble or cushion between them and Thomas they did on the stop. Good ball fake by the quarterback, good delivery.
First and goal from the 7-yard line. Under 5 minutes remaining in this one. It's 30-27 Rubidoux. La Sierra knocking on the door of maybe taking the lead. And if you're La Sierra, do you maybe think about trying to milk the clock here?
I don't think they would really need to at this point because Rubidoux's not like a quick strike offense. I think the biggest thing for them is don't turn it over right now.
Poppy faked the end around. He kept it himself. The ball came out. Rubidoux says he has it. The referees say that he was down first.
So going back to our learning to win theme, La Sierra's offense must protect the ball. Even if they run plays that don't gain any yards or negative plays, they can't turn the ball over here.
If you remember correctly, the last time La Sierra was down in the red zone, that's when Bryce Poppy threw that pretty big interception. And now Poppy back on the field. He got hit pretty hard on that play. He ends up losing a good 6 yards back to the 13-yard line, so it's 2nd and goal from there. 2 receivers wide. Poppy is going to fake it to Gaines. Down the screen pass to Thompson. Andre Thompson, or Thomas. Andre Thomas walks into the end zone, or did he step out of bounds? Yes, he did. So Andre Thomas on that near side screen pass, tiptoeing the sidelines, just couldn't stay in bounds, but he does pick up a couple.
He's pretty impressive.
Gets it to the 10-yard line.
An opening for him to squirt through.
And Rubidoux's Benny Chavez, I believe, is down over here on this near side.
They tried to run that wide receiver screen, make the first guy miss. Rubidoux did a nice job of sending bodies. There was at least 3 tacklers in the area, but somehow Thomas still squirted out of there and into the end zone, but he did step out of bounds. It was close.
That is Daniel Flores. They got a little shaken up on that play. Now La Sierra motioning into a different formation from the 10-yard line. It'll be 3rd and goal from there. Andre Thomas had that screen pass that was just a few centimeters from being a touchdown as he steps out of bounds. Poppy having trouble with the snap. He throws it over the middle. It's going to be picked off again. Here comes Rubidoux back the other way. Interception return number 2 of the day. Breaks out of 1 tackle. Andre Thomas in pursuit. Now trying to spin away from Andre Thomas is the Rubidoux defender. And Andre Thomas tackles him all the way into the La Sierra territory at the 38-yard line. The interception was made by number 28 for Rubidoux, Carlos Montez. What a play for him. The 2nd interception backed deep in their own territory for Rubidoux, and now with 3:19 and a 3-point lead, Rubidoux has got to be happy about that play.
They tried to hit a crossing route deep in the end zone, and almost the same play earlier that was intercepted. And Montez did a super job of just waiting in the weeds, laying back there, and then he just snapped. He pounced.
And this will be a celebration penalty, excessive celebration against Rubidoux. So back in their own territory at the 48-yard line, that is. They'll have 1st and 10 there, but now you're just trying to run the clock.
So Rubidoux right now, they don't want to do anything extra, like to pick up extra yards, like spin, turn, fight for things. They need to go down when they get hit because that's where the fumbles come in on the extra, when they're trying to do extra.
So all night, Tyson Giles has been getting those yards after contact, and now you got to tell him, just go down, Tyson Giles.
If you get hit, you get hit. And
3:19 to go, and there's a bad handoff. Who has the ball? The ball was on the ground. There's a pile. The referees are going to sort this out. This could either be huge for La Sierra or a sigh of relief for Rubidoux. The handoff between Hernandez and the running back was bad. The Rubidoux is clapping, and Rubidoux has the ball at the bottom of the pile.
The ball never got to the running back's breadbasket, never got to his hands.
Yeah.
It hit him in the high part of his legs.
A very scary moment for Rubidoux.
I was just about to say that the key thing is protect the ball. It can't hit the ground. And just as I said that, I was prophetic.
And now this is unsportsmanlike conduct against La Sierra. And when you're down by 3 with under 3 minutes to go, you cannot afford these kinds of penalties. The ball will be marched all the way to the 37-yard line, deep in La Sierra territory.
If you're La Sierra, you got to keep fighting. You can't give up. Anything could happen.
La
You saw
Sierra,
it there in the handoff.
as far as we know, has 2 timeouts remaining. And here's the handoff to Tyson Giles. Picks up a gain of 5. Right up the middle.
Now, Coach Thompson said their goal is 250 yards a game. I think they're well past that.
That'll take him to the 31-yard line. The first down marker is at the 27. So 3rd and 4 here for Rubidoux. Fullback to the near side on this one. The give to Giles again. He trips over his own 2 feet, falls forward for a gain of a couple. See where they mark the ball. Gary Headland's a few yards out onto the field. This will be 2nd and 1, and now there's the timeout from La Sierra. So they should have 1 remaining if our bookkeeping is correct. It's 30-27, Rubidoux with 1:41 to go. It'll be 3rd and 1 at the La Sierra 28-yard line when we get back to playing.
What an incredible game. Back and forth, each one, neither team giving up when the momentum gets away from them. Both teams showing some fight. Both teams showing their mettle.
Be there tomorrow when Riverside TV has a live broadcast of Ramona versus Fontana. Also be there tomorrow night at 11 p.m. for IEMG Sports Weekly Live. All sorts of scores, highlights, and updates from around the high school football scene in the Inland Empire. Here we go. 3rd and 1. The ball is at the La Sierra 28-yard line. There's 1 minute, 41 seconds remaining in this ball game. Rubidoux holds a 3-point lead. Giles trying to get the first down. He's met just short of it, and he's tackled short. So a big play for the La Sierra defense.
A play like that was kind of what I was referring to as he's trying to fight for yards and spin. The ball gets exposed. You never know. A hat comes on, hits the ball. Tuck it in, protect it.
Looks like La Sierra will take their final timeout of the game. It'll be 4th and 1. The range for Andre Lopez, or Angel Lopez that is, the Rubidoux kicker, has been pretty good. This would potentially be a 45-yard field goal if they choose to go that route. You also have Tyson Giles, who has been running extremely well, especially after contact.
I think right here, this is that confidence moment for Coach Thompson and the offense. We say if we can't pick up a yard right now at this point of the game, then we don't deserve to win because they've got the beef package, they got the big fellas, they got Giles, and it's just gut check, grind it out, pick up that yard, and then they go home.
Ball's on the near hash. It's 4th and 1. From the 27 of La Sierra. The fullback and the wingback are to the right of Hernandez. Giles is behind him. There's a minute and a half to go. And they got La Sierra to jump off sides on the hard count. And what a great play call. What a great execution from the quarterback, Ruben Hernandez. A free first down for Rubidoux. You got to think they can just run the clock here and pick up their first win of this season and go to 1-1. What a great job by the Rubidoux offense. With the hard count, so much that goes into that. Calling it, the quarterback, the offensive line having great discipline, not jumping off sides themselves.
A lot of times coming out of that timeout, while La Sierra is saying we got to do this defensively. Offensively, they call the hard count just because they know that La Sierra's got to be active and aggressive.
So Rubidoux will line up in their regular formation. 1:31 to go. It's 30-27. Rubidoux, they're going to have to run a play. So Tyson Giles will be the one to get the handoff, and he's still on his feet. He's going to get near the first down inside the 10-yard line. The ball came out, but well after Giles had already been ruled down.
Giles is very impressive with his never say die mentality. That time he carried the pile, which turned into the fumble for a return for Rubidoux. Plays like this show that he might be that leader that they're looking for.
And how fitting is it that on a night when Tyson Giles carried the Falcon offense, he puts the exclamation point on that one with a first down run to the 10-yard line. And now victory formation for Rubidoux. Hernandez under center. The snap is clean. They're going to kneel down. We're under a minute to go. The clock is ticking. 30-27 will be the final score here from Ed Hawkins Stadium. We have had a fun one. Both teams had the lead. Both teams overcame fairly large deficits, but it's the Rubidoux Falcons who come out on top in this one. Both teams will end up being 1-1. For Rubidoux, they'll face Canyon Springs next. It'll be Bloomington for the La Sierra Eagles. Both of those next Friday on the 15th.
I think both teams showed that they can compete definitely for their leagues. La Sierra is a very good football team. They have a lot of speed. They have defensively, they attack. I think they have nothing to hang their heads about in this loss to a good Rubidoux team.
And Patrick Thompson is in the middle of the field, hugging his players, pumping his fist. What a great job by the Rubidoux coaching staff, keeping their kids in this even after they blew a 17-0 lead. The season is far from over for either of these teams as we enter into week 3. But Rubidoux takes this one 30-27. Don't forget, this game was brought to you by Max Muscle in Corona and Orange Crest. Max Muscle is your one-stop shop for sports nutrition. If you're looking to get the most of your performance and amplify your game, be sure to see a nutrition consultant at Max Muscle in Corona or Orange Crest. Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change. You'll be spoiled by their excellent customer service and great prices. Check them out off Alessandro Boulevard. Spoiled. Huge thanks to Bill Navigato and his team at Spoiled, who are dedicated to local sports in the Inland Empire. Ken's Sporting Goods. Ken's Sporting Goods has over 40 years in the Inland Empire, and they are still dominating, taking care of all your sports gear needs, plus Letterman's jackets. They even helped the La Sierra Eagles design a new logo and produce new uniforms. Check out kensportinggoods.com. Boost Performance Training. Athletes of all levels need to check out Boost Performance Training in Corona. Coach Ray Bass and his team bring experience, passion, and commitment to grooming great athletes. They train athletes from all sports, football, baseball, track, lacrosse. Check out boosttrainingsystems.com. Also, if you're looking for some cool stuff to check out the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE 1350 AM every Saturday at 11 a.m. In the morning, we'll talk a lot of high school football. Jeff Gorham and Pep Fernandez host. Tomorrow night, be there 11 p.m. IEMG Sports Weekly Live. Football highlights from around the Inland Empire hosted by Pep Fernandez. Riverside TV, tomorrow night they'll have Ramona and Fontana live. Ghazal Hassan, Jeff Gorham will have the call. Next time we come back and do some high school football, it'll be JW North and Hillcrest. Join us on the Inland Sports YouTube channel for that one. Join IEMG for San Bernardino Valley College versus Pasadena City. Some JUCO football on Saturday at 6 p.m. Final score here, Rubidoux 30, La Sierra 27. Rubidoux last year made the semifinals in Division 10. La Sierra has missed the playoffs the last 2 years. Both teams looking to rewrite history here in 2017. Both teams going to be 1-1 going into the next game. For Tim Hatch, Cullen Holt, executive producer Pep Fernandez, good night, everybody, and thank you for listening.